Alrighty. Hello, everybody, and welcome to session 11 of Scuffed Revived. I'm your dungeon master, Thomas, and these are the boys. Most of which still alive, however, sadly, tragically, uh, we will not be having Max joining us for sessions anymore, or otherwise, as you have known him, Kinnick. Uh, Life has gotten in the way, it seems, to some way, or degree or another, but that is okay. Still have our five lads, and they will carry on in his name. But anyway, I will be doing a brief recap as to the previous session of what had occurred. In session 10 of Scuffed Revived, our party had started in a heated encounter between Arwen, who was in a chase after Makarov, at ends or at a point of decision making to decide whether to stand between Arwen and Makarov or to allow Arwen to see to finish what he had started. And it had seemed to a majority of this encounter that the party had decided to allow Arwen to kill Makarov. All of which besides Tora, who had stepped in an attempt to convince Arwen otherwise. Although unsuccessful in convincing Arwen completely of his or out of his own beliefs, he was capable, or Tora was able to convince Arwen to entrust Makarov to Tora. The results of such a decision to occur in the future are on Tora's shoulders, if they are to be negative. Yet regardless, after which the party had prepared to leave the Misted Isle to finish up the duties that they had left behind in the Grimwood, or in the direction of the city of Set. However, before they left, as the party began to prepare, or a majority of which began to prepare their things, gather the carts and supplies to head out, along with their now smelted fineries in hopes of, or currency, essentially at this point, Corin and Gowan had moved on to speak with Arwen, and getting more clarification as to the titlings or classifications of certain types of essence beasts, as he had hinted at. And as he discussed with them, he disclosed a collection of 5 different classifications, from Espire, Blackblood, Greybloods, Thrallin, and Husks. However, after which, the party was quick to make their way out of the Misted Isle, and thankfully, with a bit of luck, wound up in the exact spot that they had left from, back within the marshy center of the Grimwood. Though it seemed that the skies had darkened as time had passed, and it was some point in the evening, and the wreckage or results of Grogrim's attack that had been left behind on the path seems to have been discovered by the local authorities at the nearby Gallowswater, who had been investigating at least the scene of the crime or events. However, thankfully to your speaking with one of the more reasonable individuals of the guardsmen, a rather large and bare-built man known as Pranov, the party was able to convince them not to get turned around or to head back to Gallowswater, even with their invitation, and to push onwards, even with the supposed danger of the attacker on this locale, which the party at this point had already dealt with. However, moving on and throughout the remainder of the Grimwood and transitioning through the blood marshes and dealing with the many parasitic insects that infect that portion of the region, the party was soon to arrive at the ruinous walls of the almost ruin-like city of Set, a remnant of its former glory, now the seemingly almost the grotesque afterbirth or re-arriving of a different city of what came long before, almost living in the carcass of its former glory. Yet even so, the people within the city seem to be thriving to some extent, or used to the gloomy or lackluster living standards of the eastern and middle ends of it. And the city displayed, although largely flooded, an array of different architecture and living standards, from the most decrepit and poverty-stricken in the east end to the southern portions of it, to much higher livings and structured defenses as you looked farther north to the separated islands of the city, where the supposed, as you would come to find out, Lord Adamir lived in the northernmost and wealthiest portion of the city. However, the party's introduction to the city, although unfamiliar, was a bit of a cold splash of water to the face as they came face to face with a pair of rather thuggish-looking twins. The party not throughout the session not learning their names, sadly. However, a bit of a misunderstanding had occurred upon their arrival in the cart, as with their appearance and mannerisms, it had given hints that they may have, or unconclusively may have been mugging you. Was the initial assumption. However, it seems that they had been left there looking for you specifically. Not necessarily sent by Kin, but by a friend of Kin. Or more specifically, as you would find out, Kin's brother. This friend being an individual known as the Red Devil, or more personally as Dent. A rather handsomely built and muscular brawler individual decked in a devilish red goatee and beard and swept back hair, and owner of this seemingly almost underground arena, with a, as far as you can tell, a fronting of some form of a brothel or pub to hide away the not so legal activities that occur below, allowing as the occasional blood sport and fight for the bidding of coins is not extremely legal in some portions of the Empire, sadly, when dealing with free lives. However, regardless, Dent had supplied the party with a collection of information, both to the atmosphere and a bit into the laws of Set, as well as the important individuals or most notable individuals within the city, from the two largest gangs being the Burners, in which he had led, as well as the rival gang of the Black Wasp, led by an individual known as Jack. And the standing official employed by the Empire being Lord Adamir. However, as the party was dismissed, after learning that their compatriot Kin had been apprehended and is being held by the Black Wasps somewhere within the, supposedly the hive within the west side of the city, returned to rest with gifts from Dent to some extent, both the comfortable lodging and a few individuals to share their beds with. However, a majority of the party declined such luxuries. However, all to the benefit of your orcish compatriot.
Yeah.
And it's with this that we begin. Our party settling to rest after the ever-tiring day of travel and meeting with Set's notables. And for many, laying to rest within your pleasant-smelling and warmly decorated rooms are quite easy for all of those besides Tora, sadly, whose rooming happened, and unluckily to be directly beside your orcish compatriot Karvok. Yet even so, with time, such noises from Karvok's revelry and bistro-like noises that gave quite a bit of worry to the uninformed Tora to such matters. As slumber began to take hold, such noises faded into the distance as well. And for many of you, the rest was dreamless and unnotable. For all but Gowan. In your slumber, you found yourself awaking once more. On your back and within a very shallow pool of water, it seems. As your eyes opened, you found yourself within a world of gray. The only features being the ankle-deep black water that stretches endlessly in all directions. A cold draft in the air and seemingly translucent but colorless fog drifting far above you. You're currently laying down,
gear and things, or
as you reach over your body and feel, you are not currently, as you kind of like reach over your form, you do find that you are wearing your plate armor. However, you do not have your helmet on.
Okay.
You reach up. I don't know where you holster your sword at, whether it's on your hip or
across the back.
Okay, as you reach back, although you didn't feel it, as your fingers kind of grasp around the hilt of it, you're reassured to feel that it's there.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll sort of come to realize what's happening, and then I'll get up, look around, pick a random direction, and start walking.
As you pick yourself up, you begin to hear this, almost looking around at the utter desolation, or not desolation, but absence of substance around you. As you're at the far ends of your vision, you can't see the stretch or exactly how far this realm goes out to, as the fog seems to become more convoluted as it gets farther and farther away. It's not gripping around you. You can see a great distance around you, but it's almost like this emptiness that surrounds you. And as you are picking yourself up and looking around, you begin to hear this distant sound of almost like childlike laughter coming almost in a circle around you before it seems to center out and focus directly ahead of you. Distant but audible.
I'll pick up the pace a little bit and keep going towards it.
As your feet begin to scrape through the almost gravel-like flooring that lies beneath this water, the heavy weight as the viscous water seems to splash out of the wake of your greaves as you step towards and after this laughter. And as you draw closer and closer, you begin to see the fog kind of take grip around you, taking shape and almost forming into these almost like tree-like silhouettes. And as it passes, you find that you're not stepping on water anymore, but walking on solid dirt ground and familiar dark, light brown and dark greenery. That all has this strange sense of familiarity and home. As you draw closer and walking along this path, you can hear, along with this like childish laughter, a collection of clattering wood and the occasional like almost as though like this rhythmic and familiar sound, all too reminiscent of your young adulthood and childhood. Yet even so, as you begin to make your way farther and farther down the path, you arrive at the open stone gate of home. The far stretching stone walls that kind of stretch to the right and left, and built into the almost along the ridge of, or base of this large hill. The long stretching wood and stone tower that seems to run up the side of it, that for much of your younger life was a home of rest and place of eat, and where many of your younger memories are at. The gate currently standing open, and as you stand at the face of it and looking through, you can see a collection of familiar faces, though their exact names escape you. But most notably, you see a pair of two children, seemingly doing a bit of sparring practice within or just past the gate or within the training yard. Both of which extremely familiar to you. One of which being the younger, black or slightly older, I should say, but short black hair and younger child, currently dueling swords or crossing swords with, as it seemed to be, your younger self. The light pitter patter or clack of their toy swords, kind of like passing back and forth, as step by step they seem to almost be nearly in line with one another, but the older child seems to be a slight step ahead.
Okay, if I walk through the gate and start going towards them, do any of the people in this place take note of me? Do they see me?
As you enter in and pass the gates, you can see a collection, as I had stated, of familiar faces, as they all seem to be either working with dummies, would-be knights, or trainees within the training yard, as either working with dummies or sparring with each other. The seniors in duels with one another, and it seems these two children, although we're similarly working the foundations. Yet as you walk in and look around, you don't see or notice that anyone seems to take any notices to you, as though you're not even there. As the older black-haired individual seems to knock the other child, who you recognize quite familiar, to the ground. His child form kind of cluttering onto the dirt sand as he lies onto his back in a sweat. The wooden sword kind of clattering to his side. A slight divot from the hard strike and along its groove, but yet even so, a familiar voice echoes out from the black-haired younger child, or older child, as he kind of steps up, reaches out his hand. You gotta keep an eye out for your footing, Gowan. So, otherwise I'm gonna wring your head every time. As he seems to kind of like grasp the child's hand and kind of pulls him up. But I imagine that's enough practice for today. See, perhaps we could check out the path while Father's away, or Master's away. I saw one that hadn't been quite so explored yet. We could check it out together. Perhaps we could find some danberries or something for the pie later. What do you say, Gowan? As he kind of like passes or kind of hops away to the now northern end of the gate and kind of like looking back. Your eyes kind of like following the child, and as he looks back now at you, Gowan, the child that was in that position of you, no longer there. What are you waiting for, Gowan? Come on.
Wait, do I realize that I've just transported?
You didn't transport. It's just like,
okay.
As you like watched him run to the gate. Sorry for the poor correlation.
No,
you watched him to the gate, and as he like looks back, he's looking at you, not the as you look
so
to where
like
the other
my
child.
Point of view.
Yeah, your point of view.
Okay. All right, let's go. I love danberries. Let's go. Let's go pick some.
You see the child kind of like run off into the dense forestry and crossing through the gate, and as you kind of like run after you, you can hear a few voices kind of run off. Try not to remember not to run too far off the perimeter, and be careful. Ah, damn bloody kids! As you hear a few of the seniors kind of like yell after you, but even so, the as you guys are kind of making your way farther and farther into the forestry, you have a bit of difficulty kind of keeping up with him as he's kind of racing down the path. Yet even so, you can see as it's the familiar path, as he seems to take a break off down a very clearly unbeaten trail. Very naughty for younger kids at this point, and as you quite remember, certainly not something you were supposed to do. Yet even so, as you pass by the marked edges of the trees and into the unknown, you quickly find yourself losing pace or track of where your friend had gone on to. Though you can see his footsteps and kind of following past, you quickly find yourself walking forward and moving down the path to the best of your abilities and following the distant sounds of Gowan, come on, Gowan. You know, the distant calls, that they get quieter and quieter as he gets farther and farther away, as though it's almost as though this feeling of getting outpaced or left behind, as you begin to fasten your pace and try to keep up with your old friend. And as you're moving through the forest, you find yourself out of breath as your metal gauntlet comes up and rests yourself on a tree, and looking out, you're in the middle of nowhere. Seemingly completely surrounded by this almost like claustrophobic and dense forestry that is choking around you. No sight of the former dark greenery, and as you directly ahead of you, as the path seems to come to a conclusion, and you can see a distant white light, almost like ebbing through like bars in a fence or cage in the far distance of like a clearing, seeping in like white light and into the forestry, that you can no longer hear the sounds of your friend.
So am I still in child form right now?
You never went to child form.
Okay,
I basically, like, you watched these yourself as a child in this You know, it was like you're looking from like a third person into a
Oh,
memory,
okay.
and then and then when he like got to the gate and like turned around and talked to you, it was though he wasn't talking to like but to you, you know, even though you
Hmm.
didn't like change spots.
Okay. So I guess my child form would just kind of
Gowan had an
rarely
RP.
go along towards that clearing and just be like, "Hello, is anybody there?"
Well, at this point, you find that you're not a child. You're still Gowan. You're still you. You haven't
Hmm.
actually, you know, as you kind of call out for something, and as you kind of like pace towards the light in the distance, kind of stepping through the dark underbrush. There's this heavy unease in the air. Kind of looking around you and looking behind, you seem to have no idea of the path that you had tracked back to get here, or to get back. And now the only way out is forward. Yet even so, as you look around, you can almost feel as though there's this like creeping shadow at the edges of your vision that seems to escape with every time you turn your head. And as you draw closer and closer, you begin to hear this like these almost like whispers that coalesce from the very canopies and air around you, barely inaudible and growing louder and louder as you begin to draw closer and closer to this light in the distance. And as you draw closer, you begin to hear or formulate the words that they're saying, the distant "Murder! A disgrace! Forsaking his name! Traitor!" As these echoing and disgraceful calls, all memories and words that you have heard before, um, the that give this like deep unrest and distaste to the aura around you as you begin to pull yourself farther and farther to light, and these wicked callings and sensations in your mind only silence as you finally break out from the forest before you are greeted now by the deafening silence. The voices left behind in the forest behind you now, as you catch yourself and breath outside this wood. Looking down, you see that your feet are once more within the black waters that you had awoken within. Looking behind you, you see that there is no woods at all. It is just the same stretch of emptiness behind you. And as your eyes kind of look up and forward, you see your vision following the black water as your head tilts up and looking northward. A single figure standing in the distance, ominously in the center of this endless pool, clad in armor not unlike your own, but pitch black.
I feel for my sword. Is it still there?
You do. It is still there.
I'll approach my hand on my blade cautiously.
As you begin to take a step forward, walking closer and closer, the individual reaches up for his blade, similarly in the same spot, a direct mirror of you. His eyes this like gleaming red as he yanks the blade out from his sheath, and in this vicious leap lunges towards you. And I will need you to make 3 blind, or not blind GM tests, but just flat checks.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Blind GM. Is that just roll a d20?
Yeah, it's just a d20.
Okay.
You beat me to the punch on that one, Alex. Goddamn.
Yeah.
I was looking for that. I was looking for a GIF. I couldn't find anything.
Okay. Picture.
Okay. This dark phantom comes leaping at you, a splash of water, but you're fast on the draw, drawing your blade quickly, and in a clatter and flurry of steel, you feel the heavy weight of his strike against yours. The heavy ring numbing your hands instantly as you are brought back into this vicious conflux of blade play, or sword play between the two of you. His moves matching nearly your own, as though you're fighting a direct twin. His eyes, these tracing lines throughout the, in the direct contrast of the white area that surrounds you. Yet even so, your vision numbs to this focused point as you are matched step for step. The blade strikes ringing off as you step through the swallowing pools around you before you clatter up and with a vicious cry, you slash upwardly and slam the blade into the side of the creature. Yet even so, as the blade slams in and punctures past, you feel no impact of flesh beneath. And as you yank your blade free, the creature now cluttering down on its blade, before its eyes kind of looking up at you as though it feels no pain, you hoist your blade up.
Before I strike, I'll just say, "What are you?"
The creature dissipates into smoke before you hear. The blade pierces through your back and out your chest. As you feel this immense pain begin to overtake you, blackness taking over your vision. As you begin to feel your vision never fading, as you begin to feel this like heavy weight, the blade stuck throughout your chest, and this constant sound like escaping air from a hollow cave. As your ankles begin to sink deeper and deeper into this, as though you're being swallowed by the very waters that surround you, into the very like pools that you were standing in, as it goes from ankle deep, swallowing your legs, your chest, until finally your head. The last thing you hear is just until you find yourself awaking once more, clad in your full plate, now within your some. You can feel the cold air on your face as you awaken in some distant, dusk-illuminated alleyway of the city of Set. Kind of leaning against a brick stonework of a household. And as you're kind of like sitting there, you find yourself groggily reaching up to your head as you pull your faceplate up and over your eyes. Yet as you do so, you feel a wetness to your gauntlets as the face mask comes up. As you look down to your hands, you find that there is a semblance of blood.
Oh, okay. Is there any scenes of a struggle around me?
Go ahead and make a blind GM perception check. Okay. As you look around you, you don't see that there are any like visible scenes around you. The area around you, it's almost as though you're sitting in like an alleyway. Completely looking around you, you can see a few closed back alley doors, and it's completely lightless. Essentially, it's nearly like pitch black in here. The only thing illuminating it is the dull moonlight from the cloud-shrouded like moon above. Yet even so, that's barely any light. A few boxes silhouetted around you, and you imagine that if anyone looked down this alleyway, they'd struggle to see you. Beyond that, however, the moonlight does illuminate the you do find that your sword is currently sitting a few feet away from you. A bit of blood kind of like covering over the blade of it, and over the gauntlets of your armor. There does seem to be a few like scratches in pairs of 4 across like your armor. The mostly across the chest piece, but there doesn't seem to be any source of where that had come from around you, or at least like a scene.
Okay. I guess I'll do my best to wipe off the blood from the gauntlets and the blade, and then I'm just gonna run from this because I don't want to confront this right now, and I'll try to find my way back to the rest of everyone.
Okay. And with that, we will be jumping back to our regular party.
Restful sleep.
Yeah.
Almost.
Oh,
All of you in the middle of the night find, or jumping back to our main party, we find that you currently standing within the extended hallway of the second floor of the brothel that you find yourselves in right now. A majority of the guests currently either locked away in their own closed rooms, or you can looking to your right and down the hallways to where the hallway seems to exit down the steps into the main lobby area of sorts, where the collection of fours kind of conjoins. You can see that there are a collection of employees and otherwise kind of looking down the hallway at your group as you all stand, slightly bewildered at the scene before you. You see that Gowan's door currently ajar as one of you had opened it. Yet the entire room is trashed. Every cupboard, every desk, the bed itself, and along the walls has been chopped to pieces. You notice that the very window from the third floor had been shattered open as though someone had jumped through it.
And I thought my night was wild.
You have exhaustion 6, Karvok.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
does
I'm just
my that's odd feat pick up anything that isn't inherently obvious about this room currently?
It's destroyed. That's pretty not obvious.
Well, yeah, but it ignores things that are obviously suspicious of the idea of it's entirely trash. Everyone knows that.
Great detective skill in place. Room destroyed.
You notice that all of his things are gone. Everything besides his pack. So he basically seems to have only taken his arms and armor. Along with that, you find that there is a small tuft of rat hair within the room just by the door.
No. Oh. Oh no. Oh. Oh my God, Gowan.
Thomas Rainbow.
Oh my God.
Oh, oh.
What could have happened here?
But you don't see. To put into perspective, you don't see any blood in the room. You just see that just by the portal of the door, it's as though there was like a shaving had shaved off a bit of hair. It's the same as though when you go to get your hair cut and all that hair by the base of it. It's you see a small tuft of that by the door. And along with that,
And
you
what
do
time
know.
of night is this? Did we wake up during the night? Or
No.
is this in the morning?
No. It is in the morning for you. Early morning. The sun is currently rising. You can see the orange horizon kind of peeking through the windows. But you can see that there's a slight divot, or I shouldn't say slight divot, in the portal of the door, roughly about 1.5 inches deep. You imagine from where a blade had struck into the side of it.
Damn.
Along with that, Kinnick is missing.
I imagine that the tuft of rat hair matches to his coat.
Yeah.
Damn, there goes my idea that it was a were-rat.
I found a tuft of what I believe to be Kinnick's hair over here. As I hold it up.
Wonder what they're doing.
I feel like if they got into a fight, we'd have at least somewhat noticed.
I agree.
Thought I'd have heard something. I was up half the night. For no reason.
What were you doing over there? I guess
What do you think I was doing over there?
wrestling?
Listen, guys, it isn't time
There
for
was a lot of
jokes.
wrestling, I'll say that much.
I'm
What,
not.
Corn?
But you're right, Corn.
Oh,
do you think we
sorry,
should do?
Corn, I didn't hear a word you said.
Said it isn't time for jokes. We need to figure out what happened. We need to find our companions.
Karvok would like to step into the room and look out the... You said the window was broken, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You'd like to look out the window and see if he can't see anything.
As you look out the window, you see that there are a collection of individuals kind of walking along the the cluttered like cobblestone street that kind of runs up the path. Looking to the left of the window, you can see the same like neighborhood street seems to collect down, or thoroughfare seems to stretch down before it reaches a wall of buildings. But looking over those, you can see the coast of the ocean beyond and the dockyards. But looking to your right, you can see beyond that the rather shallow like flow of people walking through the streets hasn't changed. But you can see that there is a slightly rat-like humanoid form currently like directly across the street. You can see the slight flare of like light occasionally as he seems to be leaned up in an alleyway outside.
How big's the window? Is it enough for a body to go through?
Oh yeah, definitely. Roughly it's big enough. It's like 3.5 to 4 feet like wide, and then or sorry, like 2.5 to 3 feet like wide, and roughly about 4 feet in height.
Is this like the second floor of a building?
Third floor.
Or, oh, okay.
Yeah, you're currently the building that you're in seems to be in some form of like an L shape. The part that you're in is in the longer portion that stretches or runs alongside the street. The L of it kind of pointing out into the street, which you imagine is where the front door is.
Can I try to? You said there was a rat-like figure, right, across the street?
Yeah, across the street, kind of hidden in the darkness of an alleyway, but you can see that there is a. It's difficult to make out really all of what's going on, but you can see he seems to be kind of casting either some form of like light magic or some illumination of magic is occurring from his castings of spells as he's currently like sitting in an alleyway, currently hunched over and as far as you can tell, leaning against a stack of boxes.
There's a rat over there. Maybe he knows something. He's doing some magic-y stuff.
I imagine that's all rat.
Does it look like Kinnick? I take another glance.
Make a
out the
perception
window.
check.
Okay. Blind GM.
Everything's blind GM and 2E. What are you talking about?
All the ones we make are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're always doing like the knowledge and perception stuff.
Maybe Karvok? All the rat folk kind of look the same, so like.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Karvok, you're not really sure.
Near as I can tell, it's a rat. That's about all I
Maybe we should
got.
go downstairs then.
I agree.
Gotta go catch this, find out what happened to Gout. Let's go.
As you all kind of make your way down the hallway and down the left stairway that leads down and into this almost like long dome like lobby area, you can see that a lot of the tables are partially empty and booths or otherwise that are currently getting set up in the morning by many of the individuals that work here and otherwise. But you can see there's a few early morning patrons here, either eating or drinking at the saloon or meeting with some of their favorite employees. Yet even so, you can see a lot of odd glances as you all find your way making out, as you suspect a lot of them heard the ruckus as you make your way out of the building and out onto the main street. As you make your way out onto the main street, you can definitely tell that from this distance, it is Kinnick, currently huddled and sitting against one of the barrels. He seems to be in some form of muttering, and as he seems to be casting a spell where you can now see, those of you with dark vision, which is everyone here, or low light, a gash across like Kinnick's side as he seems to be casting some form of a spell.
What the hell
Kinnick!
happened?
Kinnick, you alright?
Oh, sorry about that. I couldn't. You notice that as you kind of approach not Gowan, but Kinnick kind of like jolts over at you, but Sorry, working away at some. You can see, he's currently like, there's like a shard of glass that he's like pulling out of his like side, as it kind of clutters to the side, and he mutters a few more incantations as the healing spell seems to try to take hold at the wound at his waist. He keeps reopening. Along with that, you notice that a portion at the top of his head is just like bald, like a little circle, as though it had been like shaved off.
Who did this to you?
Well, I don't think he was in his right mind. But I found it a bit odd when Karvok was making a collection of noises that I didn't rightly make sense, but it didn't sound like conflict or anything. But I'm quite surprised none of you heard it. I guess I was rooming next to him. But it sounded like a fight was going on in Gout. No, not that Tor. But it sounded like a fight was going on in Gowan's room. I worried about the big fella, so I stepped over and... Well, he was kind of scary, to be honest. Swinging around his sword, and his eyes were red, and he was kind of like the time when we were fighting the leeches. If you remember, it was like that. Except there was an aura about him that was really scary. It seemed it was a bit out of control, so I tried to calm him down, but he didn't listen to me. Nearly took off. Took a practice shot and missed, thankfully, and I didn't have much of a choice. I didn't want him, getting into the hallway, so I used my magic to push him out the window. He walked that fall off pretty easily. Now I'm kind of worried where he got off to. I was only trying to help. I'm out of my element here in the city. To be quite frank, I'm a bit lost. And I don't know where he got off to.
This is concerning. I have to find him as I look
We have
towards.
to find a post haste.
Critic, do you need any help there? Bit of a top up.
No, I believe I got my wound closed up quite surely. However, I believe this is put into view that I am quite uncomfortable in this environment. I know this is poor opportunity, but I felt quite comfortable in the region near Ivan. Fuck. Near Sean.
Sean Spruce.
Near Sean Spruce. He sent in his DM. Ivor inside got fucked up, but the
Oh, okay.
near Sean. If it's all right, I'd like to go back and help him with that pond area. But if you really need help, I'll stay.
Yes.
You need to do what you need to do.
I really hope he's all right. I hope he finds his. You see, Kinnick kind of like looks away. And Gowan, currently at the end of the alleyway and sitting behind the walls, you hear all this going on.
Oh.
You're
How far
currently
away was it? Just
you're like at the
right
end
around
of the
corner?
alleyway.
Oh, okay.
You had found Kinnick, but it seemed the party had got to you a second sooner, or to him a second sooner than if you had decided to walk to him.
Okay.
You're currently behind one of the walls, and you've just been kind of like listening in.
Yeah,
It's up to
after
you.
hearing all that, I'm just like gonna remain out of sight and in shame for the time being.
We'll find him, Kinnick. We'll make sure he's doing okay.
Kinnick, do you happen to have an idea where he ran off to?
Well, after I pushed him out the window, I did try to follow him a ways. And that's where I got this nasty gash. I tripped over some stuff. But I lost him some ways away that way, near one of the channels. For being clad in plate armor, he's pretty mobile. Saw him jump nearly 20 feet to a roof of a building before running off.
Jesus.
Fucking hell, where's this when we do combat?
I would like to. It's sunny out, right? Like the sun's
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I want to pull out an empty vial, and I kind of want to use it as like a bit of like a magnifying glass. I want basically the sun to hit it, so it like creates a beam, and I want to just look for like sparkles on the ground of like glass, like crushed glass, and just every time, or just try and follow like a shine, so I can follow like glass that might have been on his boot print every step, just like tiny little flickers of the
Okay.
device.
Big brain. You watching crime shows?
I'll give you
I was like, I don't have a magnifying glass, but I have a vial.
Are you gonna let them search for you, Gowan, or what are you?
Yeah, I'll just sit down and put my head in my hands and just wait for them to come get me.
Well, you're like around the corner. You've been listening to this. Okay.
I'll just wait there.
Okay. As you kind of like look down the alleyway, pulling out your vial and kind of stepping forward, trying to look for some form of like glass shards or otherwise, you find yourself coming to the T intersection of the alleyway and kind of looking to your left, not seeing anything, and then looking to your right and seeing a lot of crushed glass shards before you kind of like. And as you kind of look down the alleyway, you see, lo and behold, currently in.
Found the boys.
Going?
Did you wash off, Gowan? You've had a few
Yeah,
hours to kind of like. Okay.
I tried to wash off as best as I could. I'm just sitting there.
Going? You there?
I've done it again.
Uh,
I've done it again.
what seems to be the matter, Gowan? What happened to you? Knick said you were in a right mess coming out of that room last night.
Most of you have seen it before. I let the beast out of its cage again, and look what happened.
Well, nobody. I don't think you've hurt anybody. Kinnick is
Knick
fine.
He's
but-
a little tussled up, but yeah.
Did you see what I did to him?
I mean, he said he tripped over some stuff in the alleyway, so unless you're the one tripping him, I don't see that as your fault.
There's a bald spot on his head, but that was the most of it. He was
Alright.
worried about you.
Oh, if I'm being honest, I don't have any memory of what happened, but I was listening in and the mess I was making and how he came to come and help me, and now all this has happened. It's all because of me.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I mean, you seem like an alright guy. You just got a bit of an anger problem. I come from the work society. We get a lot of that type of stuff, Gowan.
Well, yeah, but when I'm in my right mind, but I can't control this sort of thing. It just happens. Look, it just did last night. And the closer I get to you people, I mean, what just happened? Sure, it could have been worse, but just think of what could happen if I stay with all of you.
I don't know about. You can go ahead, Corn.
What would you do if you weren't with us?
Well, I'd isolate myself. I suppose this is another lesson to not get too close to people.
Nah,
It's
That's
happened
no way to
before.
live.
that's not something you should be agreeing to.
I would gladly sacrifice my own comfort to prevent further tragedies like this.
I mean, I don't see it. I don't see you needing to go off by yourself. You're our problem because you're part of our band. We gotta stick by and help each other out, you see. This ain't something we're gonna have you go running off by yourself to pull some loner act because you don't think we can take care of ourselves. But I like to think we're pretty accomplished people.
Well, listen here. Here's what I say. If I'm going to stay here, if this is going to work, then you have to promise to help me figure out some way to get rid of this, to fix it, to go back to how I was, because this can't keep going on.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't rightly know what you were before this, but I'm gonna try to help you control this.
Same. I don't know what makes you do this, but I'm here for you.
Thank you.
I got some ideas up in my head about how to help you out, but that can save for later. We should check on Kinnick again, and then we should, you all right now, Gowan?
I
You're
think
not gonna go off the deep end on us?
I think so. I'm quite exhausted after all that. And then
Understandable.
I'll get up.
Well, I think we should go get ready to take on these wasps.
Was
Everyone
you-
else is feeling up to it.
As you hear a muttering in your mind, Gowan, of just the words, "We're here for you."
Reflexively put my hands over my ears.
Gowan?
Hearing something
Sorry.
wrong there?
It appears the effects are lingering.
Nah, I've had that happen before.
It started with a dream, is what's strange. Normally doesn't happen like that.
I can also agree has happened to me before.
Perhaps we can commiserate about it later, but
Yeah. I can tell you about my dream. It was a pretty wild ride. A lot of
I'll,
blood everywhere.
get up and start walking towards Kinnick, and I'll be like, kind of caught halfway between wanting to go over and comfort him and backing away because of realizing what I did, and I'll just say, "Listen, Kinnick, I'm so sorry. Of all the people, I mean, sorry."
You don't need to apologize, Gowan. As you can see, Kinnick kind of like hops up, and even though you're like, you don't walk all the way to him, he walks the rest of the way to you, as though like he's already forgotten about what you did. I'm just happy to see that you're back to your senses now. Would have hated to have to, finish you. No.
I'll
Thank you.
finish it.
Roughly quick to forgive, which is a lesson many can learn from.
Well, I'm already dead, so the worst you were gonna do is kill me again. That's not that big of an issue. But I've got
You're right.
no harm, no foul. I cut myself chasing you anyway. And if anything, it's my fault. I pushed you out that window.
Well, either way, I think it's a shame that we'll have to part ways, but I can't blame you given the circumstances if that's your reason.
It's not for forever. I'll be around the aisle while you're around, and if you ever want to chat or learn about some of the stuff around, I'd be happy to talk, Gowan. And if you ever need a spot to have your tantrum, the woods are a great spot.
I might take you up on that. Thank you, Kinnick.
No problem, Gowan. Though I'm gonna see if I can catch the mist before it makes off. Otherwise, I might have to wait till nightfall. But anyway, I hope to see you all back in the Isle.
Hope to see you soon.
Kinnick kind of like paces off.
And we never saw Kinnick again.
We are the rats. Rats.
I know you guys are quick to forgive, and I do believe we should help Gowan out. But what if it wasn't Kinnick that walked in that room that night? What if one of the girls did? Someone else, some innocent bystander? Saying that we'll be there every time isn't going to help anything.
I got you.
It's something that we should plan for. We should help. But trying to ignore the problem and just say, oh, it'll be fine when it comes, that's not going to help anyone.
I mean, Corin, I wasn't saying any of that. I was saying right now we got some more on our plates that we have to deal with immediately. But
do we have more on our plates? Who says that? What says that this doesn't happen tomorrow? Tomorrow night, someone dies. We have a timeline of about a week on Kin. We don't know what timeline that others may have.
well, we can go take care of my idea right now if you want to try it out then. I just thought we wanted to help out Kin first, but if we want to help out Gowan, then let's go. I need a clearing for this, probably out in the woods.
I did have an inkling of an idea. If we had free time, maybe for the Makarov could be of help. I mean,
I guess we can go
he more or less is afflicted with something that's not too dissimilar to what I've been going through. Maybe there's a fresh perspective on it that could help. But of course, if that's not our priority, if we want to attend to this other matter, I'm happy with that as well. I've thought of some countermeasures to handle it in the short term.
And what are those?
I think for one, I should sleep separate from everyone else, preferably on my own, away from any other people, and I think a good set of manacles will be my bedwear from now on.
I mean, if you're into that type of thing, I guess we could get you some.
Honest, the brothel probably has some.
Those might not be able to hold up to a man of Gowan's
We
strength,
might need some
let me
industrial
tell you.
strength ones, not like the fuzzy ones.
Let me tell you from experience, I don't think this place has up to snuff for our type of deals. Do we want to find Makarov, or
What's
do we
the
want
plan, leader?
I have a plan for how we might approach Kin, but
I got an
know when
idea
that
for you,
happens.
Gowan, if you're down for it.
A plan for what?
I'll helping you out. We got people like you up in a rage up back home, and we can do some of the similar strategies we pull off here. Maybe try to pull you in a bit, get you some some of your mind back.
I still don't know exactly what you're getting at, but
Don't worry, it'll be fun.
You're just gonna punch each other for half an hour straight.
Not at all.
Perception check.
Try.
We must sense his motive.
Sense motive. All right.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Do I have to roll anything against it?
No, it's your deception DC. So
Which is
10 plus
like,
your
what,
deception.
10? Oh, hey, that's 14.
Well,
Beat
what
you.
is your intentions?
My intention, Tora, you kind of getting an inkling that my perception is we go out into the woods and we just fight, and he just goes rage.
Whoa.
Tarfok, I appreciate, but I don't think we're dealing with just a normal rage, one of fury, one
mean,
of
maybe
a
not.
deep anger inside. I think this is something much different. When you get angry, is there dark shadows and that go around you, and do you have red eyes? When I get angry, that doesn't happen. I think this is something
I mean,
totally different.
from personal experience, when I'm getting angry, blood starts flowing. So I can relate a little bit, and I have seen. Well, I haven't seen anything exactly what Gowan's going through here, but sometimes you can apply. How does the metaphor go? Sometimes a hammer is all you need for every nail, or something. How does that saying go?
When you're holding a hammer, everything else is a nail.
I think that's the one, but yeah.
When you're punching somebody, that doesn't solve every problem.
I mean, we weren't gonna be punching. Grass sword.
I don't think
It's even
We
more
gotta,
injuries
we
dangerous.
gotta
are
go
also
all
good.
out on this. We gotta get all night. We gotta get super worked up, you know. Bit of life and death puts everything in line.
It's even more dangerous. I'd be
Yeah.
worried sick having to put you two back together. I'd rather not.
Nah, I can put us back together. You don't have to worry yourself, Tora.
I think we should not do that one.
I mean, it's up to Gowan, I guess, at this point.
I think the only point you've got there is that if you fought me enough until I died, then yes, it would be gone for good.
There's gonna be no killing of each other. That's not how this works.
Well, I
Y'all
admire
here,
your weakness, I suppose.
y'all here spitting on orc traditions here.
If it'll satisfy you, then maybe we can try something like that, just to exhaust our options. But I have
Dude,
my
we don't know how to
suspicions.
solve the problem, so we might as well throw every solution we have at the wall. Doesn't know what'll stick to this. Can you honestly say, Tora, that if this worked, you wouldn't be surprised?
I would be very much surprised. I don't think.
I don't imagine surprise is going to be happening. No, no.
Oh, what's up?
Good
Oh,
morning. Good morning, Corin. I hope you rested well.
Yeah.
The weather
Generally.
is quite agreeable right now.
Is this a bird talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not talking very
Mighty
loud.
boy.
It's just a corn. So,
Hey, Nibus.
hello.
You want to do something?
Whatever you need, I will perform to my best ability.
Oh, well, you see, there is a 3-story building with a yellow door over in the west side of town. Do you think you can scout that for me? Find any routes that may be viable for an escape?
I will
Just
do,
generally get the lay of the land.
I will do what I can. See you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Alright, what are we doing? Are we doing Kin first or Gowan first with Father Makarov? Or Dr. Makarov?
Not the word.
I can tell you my plan, at least for Kin. I'm not sure if anyone else has any.
You probably don't want to know my idea for getting Kin.
Maybe we could discuss our plans over breakfast in a more hospitable environment.
Yeah,
That's
this
a
alley's
bit-
starting to stink.
Bit gloomy over here.
Maybe with a different music playing in the background, even.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
some-
like
some-
the eerie cave music playing in the background. It really adds to the ambiance.
I understand that. While we go, why don't you tell me your plans to get Ken back?
All right,
My idea
let's
is
go
pretty
get
simple. If
ready.
you want to hear it.
Why not?
So, are we just making our way to the brothel? Does the brothel
Alright.
serve breakfast?
I assume so.
Yeah, brothel breakfast, of course.
Brothel breakfast.
Continental breakfast.
Unless you were looking for a different type of meal, then no. It's for
Oh.
Carva got his
it
fill
sells
last
alcohol,
night.
but
We
not.
eat ass
Okay.
for the morning.
We can-
Oh, no.
Hey, all I want to say is, Carvok's room looks about as bad as Gowan's room does.
I'll find one of the local girls and ask them where we can get breakfast nearby.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
It
not
was
an
a
answer.
geisha.
Give me a fucking answer, all right? Come on.
Stop
We don't
looking
have all day.
sultry.
You notice that you
Corn,
approach
corn.
a rather tan-skinned and short-haired elven woman, rather short in
No.
stature, and a bit boyish in her features as you kind of enter in. She's one of the earliest arrivals. It's the same one that had been accompanying Theoden during the night, but she looks a bit tired, as though whatever she had to do was quite exhausting.
Damn, Theoden, you really wore them through. And I thought I had this.
I got all I needed.
Good morning. How can I help you?
Morning. Yeah, we're just wondering if there's anywhere we can get breakfast nearby.
Breakfast? Yeah, unless you're looking for something something else, you're not going to get anything here. But there's a few places near the center of town. You could try, if you go to the Western Bridge, there's the middle line. I heard they serve quite a bit of people. There's a small cafe closer, in the center of they call it No Man's Land, but it's not actually. It's by the Sunken Watcher, if that helps. I'm not sure how familiar you are here, but it's if you follow the street up this way. She kind of points up away from the coast and follow it until the large street continues on to the left. It should carry you all the way to the center of this island, at least. And in the center there, around the Sunken Watcher, there's a lot of places you can eat at. A few less reputable inns, and normally I go to the cafe near there. It's kind of easy to miss. It's a red brick building. It has brownish, white windows. They serve this northern dish that I'm quite fond of from Ossia, coffee. It's quite enjoyable.
Ooh. They got coffee. I don't even know if I know what that is. Well, thank you for the information.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
Yeah. That's a lot easier to answer. You as well. She kind of gives a bow to Theoden as well.
I'm gonna say in Elvish, you better be right.
Oh, Jesus.
Shit, bro. Theoden
Oh.
come back and play that ass.
Okay.
Damn.
Alright, well, those are our options. I'm not actually sure if I want to do any of them. I guess the further away we get from this area, I imagine the more
I mean, if we can find
opportunities for others to learn of our plans would be detrimental.
if we could find a private room at all these places, it'd probably be working out in our favor.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are essentially nobodies. The most interesting thing about you are Revenant. But-
Yeah, but even if nobody's walking to town and start talking about taking down an entire, like, the leadership of a gang.
Yo, we gotta
sucks.
kill the Black Wasp. Everyone's like,
Yo, hey, yo, we're gonna go kill the Black Wasp later. The fucking.
I mean,
all the
are
people
we?
like, yo, wait,
Uh,
hold up.
Aren't we just gonna grab the boy?
You guys do need to eat too, unless you're eating like a day's worth of ration.
yeah,
Let's go
we all
eat.
sit in Gowan's room, clean it up, and eat our rations.
That's so sad.
Well, I'm sorry, I wasn't the one that fucking
It's really
ruined
cute.
someone's property.
Let's do that
Uh,
one.
Now listen, maybe if one of those have a place that I can perform, maybe we can get some extra money. So that's another thing to think of.
Oh, yeah, you are a bard.
I am an artist. Yes.
Yeah,
Theo, you're
bard.
actually the cornerstone of my plan. So I imagine if I need your consent at least for it.
Gowan, you're the cornerstone of my plan. So if mine goes through, then I'm gonna need you
Okay.
there. Okay.
Well, where do you guys want to go? You're gonna go to the talk at the tavern, or
You're always talking about the Jassier place. I kind of want to try out this coffee.
no? Let's go there. It's been a while, and coffee is usually pretty good. It heightens your senses.
Yeah, but what does it taste like?
It's tastes like bitter mud. Depends on
Probably does.
how well you make it.
You elves are fucking weird. I'm gonna be honest.
It's delicious.
Out here drinking mud. Fuck it, let's try it. Maybe we're gonna ask for a private room there. Maybe we
To the
can ask
cafe.
Okay.
to the Assier Cafe or whatever the fuck it's called.
As you all walk out into the open streets of southeastern Set, pacing away through the long stretching thoroughfare and passing by a collection of households, people, all with a mixed reception to your arrival, though it seems that you're exiting from also the building that seems to be dense like brothel. You notice that there is a sign on it that says the Devil's Delight. That's
Oh shit.
Uh,
That's cool. He got a place named after himself.
and as you make your way through the expanding thoroughfare in the awakening city, though the precipitation quickly taking hold of the cold or almost like thick air here of humidity, you find yourself quickly partially lost and hopeless around the many like intersections and alleyways. You imagine you could spend your whole life in this city, and it would take the entire length of that to completely map down its entirety, as with many of the founded cities. Yet even so, as you find yourself heading to the western, find your way to the turnoff of the main thoroughfare, you find yourself heading towards directly ahead of you with this long and almost like V-shaped widening of the structures. This almost like diamond-shaped center of like the this town center, if you will, seems to take like place. The stone heavily damaged and waterlogged throughout a majority of it, and tall standing like buildings or homes and a mixture of like quality and repair surround it. But most notably, as you're approaching the center of town, you notice an alleyway as you approach to your left is in a bit of a panic. You can see that there is a collection of 6 to 8 male individuals, as far as you can tell, all have pretty heavily built and armed in some capacity. Some of them looking at their burly palms, that they have these circular scars on the center of their like left hands. And as they're kind of like looking around and down the alleyway, they seem to be talking to this woman who seems in pretty like bad shape. She's covered in like she has like bruises and scrapes along like her face, her almost like potato sack like garments, as though she is in a bit of poverty, or like torn as though somebody had been grabbing at them. she looks like awful. Her hair in like a rag, and she's just covered in like tears as she's almost like bawling. And as you kind of like pass by it, you begin to pick up like noise of what she's like panicking about, and I'm so scared. Those men, I thought they were going to. But another man showed up, and I thought he was there to help, but he swung at me the same, and he swung at them, and it was like he was some form of a beast. He barely missed me before I made it out on the street, and she seems to be almost like in this like or almost like panic state, and looking around, you can see as you pass by the alleyway that there is just a collection of. It's hard to count, but you wager about 5 to 6 bodies and diced up like sections that are just scattered throughout the alleyway. The alleyway is also covered in like shattered boxes and broken and splintered wood. Along with that, I will say, Corin, with your like investigator trait, that you notice that there are like deep rung small like claw marks that run up like the side of like the woodwork of one of the buildings, as though somebody had like literally like climbed up it.
Maybe there is a were-rat. I'm gonna boom, fucking switch one of my leads. I'm gonna start doing the creature that made the claw marks. That's one of my new leads.
His eyes were red. It was a monster-made man. I just don't know why he didn't kill me.
He's probably a different guy.
Yo, what's going on over there, guys?
I don't know. Oh, my coffee, bro. Let's get out of here.
I'm thinking about that mud. Sounds good right about now.
You guys want to investigate, or?
I mean, there's men diced up in the fucking alley.
Yeah, is that normal for set?
Move along, folk. Move along. There's nothing to see here. Stop looking. Go.
Is that a burner saying that?
Yeah, he's like gesturing to like, kind of. There's a bunch of other like bystanders that are like looking, and you can see like he's just trying to get people distracted away from like the dead in the alleyway. But it is a massacre. There's like blood scattered across the walls. There's like loose arms and legs and like bisected like torsos. Whatever like went in here did a number on these guys. And it's quite confusing why, how, if she was in the middle of this, how she got out of it. But
If you think it's worth it to check it out, then I guess we could, but I really want to make sure we get Kin out.
I mean, it could just be something that we asked Dent about later, I imagine. The information will spread.
Okay.
Oh, one detail I'll also say is that you do see that there are, you know, a collection of like weapons that you see in the alleyway as well. But most notably, you see tied around the seemingly peeking out of one of the a pair of legs that don't have a torso to them anymore. You see poking out of the pocket. Corn is a checkered white, yellow, and black like rag that's just barely peeking out.
Dead or black wasps. See, look over there. I'll point towards it.
Oh my gosh.
I see a widow handkerchief.
Fellas, it's not that interesting. Move along.
What?
Did I stutter? Or do you just enjoy looking at dead guys?
Well, there's 6 bisected bodies in an alleyway. I would say it's pretty interesting.
Kind of vivisected to me personally.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of sex going on.
Yeah, there was.
Listen, don't need to announce it to the whole bloody neighborhood. Just gonna make folks scared.
Alright, so you'd rather them walk up and just find it on their own?
Well, not as many people are so unfamiliar with it to just sit there and stare. Most people know how things work around here. And killings aren't the most rare thing in set. But it seems you're new here.
It's like this, right?
Yeah, but we'll find it. Or not, if it doesn't happen again. None of them were around here anyway. Just a bit confused why you didn't get the missus here. No offense. As he seems to kind of gesture at the, like...
Does she recognize anyone here?
She doesn't seem to be really paying attention to her surroundings, really. She seems in, like, shock.
Does she have any like black wasp, like simulating garments?
Make a perception check. There's a yellowish tinge to the, like, cloth that she's, like, wearing. But you imagine that's, like, just because it's dirty.
Alright, we'll move along.
Alright, let's go get us some coffee, boys.
Alright. You see a lot of them just go back to, like, talking. But as you guys enter into the now, Stone Town Center, you notice that in the center of this, like, diamond is a large, there's a large, like, long-running, like, crack that seems to, like, run up throughout the diamond of the town center that seems to widen as it reaches the center and then flows out as it reaches both the tips of either side of it. But in the center of it, you notice that there is a semi, like, sunken, standing on a large, like, stone, like, box, easily the size of, like, a group of men, and far larger than that, but standing on top of it is, like, a broken, like, statue of a humanoid man, as far as you can tell, but the only thing remaining on top of it is basically everything from, like, the top right shoulder, and all the way down to his, like, left hip. That seems to have, everything above that seems to have been, like, melted off. It's as though, like, the stone had been, like, melted. Along with that, you notice that the, what remains of him seems to be a rather, like, confident stance of, like, one leg standing on a rock, and his one remaining arm seems to be holding on to a helmet, like, pressed against his, like, hip. But along with that, you notice that there's a large standing, in the face of the box that he's standing on, or the large, like, stone box, there is an almost, like, how should I say, like, circular, like, ring, and then and it almost seems to series out and ring multiple times, just getting smaller and smaller, until there's just, like, a vertical, like, the smallest circle on it disconnected from the rest, and in its center there seems to be almost like a protruding, like, surface of stone, or rectangular, like, facing within that lines with the interior of the circle. There, kind of like that.
Ooh.
But
We got
okay.
drawings.
yeah, it just yeah, that's it.
Is that like a symbol that I recognize or anything, or is it just something fucking random?
It just seems a bit strange. You know, it doesn't seem directly connected to the structure itself. And along with that, you do notice that there is as you kind of, like, approach the structure, you notice that there is a script of writing directly within the the kind of across these central like circles. Does anyone here speak Celestial?
I do.
Well, shit. Okay.
Haha.
Tom is actually having to figure out what's written.
No, I know it.
Hakuna Matata.
Is that Celestial?
That's what it says. That says Celestial. What a
What is that in
wonderful
Celestial,
phrase.
Alex?
What?
What
That's
is
Hakuna Matata.
and Celestial?
Uh,
I mean, what is it in common as Hakuna Matata?
whatever the DM says here in a second.
My notes are a mess right now. It says Tomb of the Fifth Sworn.
What is that? A phrase that means anything to me?
You can go ahead and make a society check for me.
It says Tomb of the Fifth Swarm. I say to the party.
Everyone that wants to make a check for me. Gallon, I will give you a circumstance +4 to this.
Oh, I think the server's lagging again.
Oh shit.
I have 1400 FPS.
Oh, oops, he's edited as a private GM role.
I will. Gowan, would you like to re-roll with a hero
Did I
point?
fail?
Yeah.
I would like to reroll.
Okay. Tor, you also
Did my roll
failed.
go through?
Yeah.
I'm okay with failing this one.
Okay. There's my other one.
Tora, you didn't read much into much of like the yeah.
You didn't read much.
Yeah, you didn't read much. Maybe I can stop there. So,
Yeah, that's fine. That's good enough for Tor.
you're just like
I don't
tomb?
read.
Kind of weird spot for it, but you do connect the dots that this is what the girl referred to as the Sunken Watcher, or the structure. Gowan and Korn, you understand that the Sworn were the essentially there were a total of 8 of them. They were the most notable individuals, or basically the first 8 quote unquote kings or lords. They basically built the founding cities, all 8 of them, ranging from Galdrin, yeah, Set, Carador, Ossier, Evangard, Elismir, Kinthra, Galdrin, and there was an 8th, but its name is lost, or it's presumed. But they were basically essentially like the founding fathers of Gothric. They rose where when the gods were still at peace and before the barrier, and were basically the maker of humanity, or all the races, like stepping stones into the into Gothric, and they were basically what decided the realms. And the fifth sworn was the one that was in charge of creating Set. The tombs of the sworn are largely, in part, generally located somewhere within, you imagine, within the cities, or places in which they were most like revered. However, the fifth sworn was not the one. He didn't make Set. He made Hope's End. Though I don't believe I believe Gowan had succeeded in knowing what Hope's End was. I believe I DM'd you about that.
Yeah, I succeed on some sort of society check related to Set.
Yeah. Hope's End was the city that was the actual founded city. That's what Set is built within the ruin. It used to not be so fucked.
It's like
Yeah.
Bannerlord, they had Pravent, and then in Warband they had Pravent.
Wow.
A great callback.
So what are they collectively called? The Sworn? Or...
They're known as the Sworn. They were
Okay.
the basically the first members of humanity, before the Empire, before or they were basically the prelude to the Empire, and the reason they're called the Sworn is because they swore allegiance to the gods on Elysium, or the Dwellers. They basically were like we got out a bit early, but we're gonna make this work. We're gonna do something. So they made the founded cities. But yeah,
So this would be like hundreds of years before the barrier.
yeah. This was before the war between the Dwellers and Alastor,
Oh, okay.
as far as like religious depictions. And I will let you know, Gowan, that you know that the eighth city was believed to be lost because it was beyond the barrier. But you know that these tombs are, you imagine to be, they were of the first make, in a time when the gods still, or the Dwellers, had a lot of say, and aid to the races of the realms of Gothric. And you imagine they are. There's a lot of rumors of them being like a testing, if you will. And if you were to enter them, you imagine it would be very dangerous. But you imagine things that are within them to be, they if anything is within them, they are relics of a time far before even yours. They were the tools or things buried with the Sworn themselves, which, much like the Gothric Knights, were like legends of their given races or otherwise. But yeah. Also, the music cut out. Holy shit, the server is lagging the fuck out.
Killing
That's it.
itself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Why does it do that now?
Oh.
Could be the
Oh,
Ooh,
she.
modules.
Yo, I'm just sliding my character sheet
Is
back
it the
and forth. It's
modules?
just freaking out.
We gotta find the module that's the problem.
People saw us using it, and they're all using it too,
Oh yeah.
making the
We're
server stuff.
trendsetters.
Yeah, we.
Oh,
You know, we're
jeez,
not
I went down to
expecting
10
anything,
frames.
Foundry, but like, should be getting a check in the mail. You know.
Yeah. Come on.
Maybe you could call this account free, even though it's paid.
I'll relay to the party what the information I learned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'll also relay the bits and pieces that just to cover what he misses, and also share information.
I'm smarter than Corn. You're right.
Let's go.
Also, you know that the fifth Sworn's name, Gowan, was Solar. Or Solar.
Solar.
Solar is probably the better
SOLAR.
way to pronounce it, but.
Solaire. Praise the song.
He built the impregnable city of Hope's End. However, he got fucked up. So.
Well,
Guess he wasn't good at his job.
Oh, well, the gods
Yeah,
needed to help out and fucking up the dragons, and the dragon fucked it up. But
there's dragons?
Fuck them dragons.
Yo, we about to kill dragons.
But yeah, that's that. Wow, that's quite. We knew a lot, Gowan.
Yeah, here lies Solar, the fifth sworn.
I bet he's got sick loot on his body.
Isn't that a little depraved?
Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let's go get this coffee.
In all fairness, he's not using it.
Yes, but he's practically a legend. I think if anyone deserves a peaceful rest, he's one of them.
This is before we find out he became a revenant. That'd be kind of funny.
Do they still tell the tale of Balder the Black nowadays?
Who?
Oh, no, I've never heard of that.
Sort of did it in my time, but the legend has it that when this place was still called Hope's End, what led to its destruction was some sort of dragon-like creature named Balder the Black. He caused the destruction that we saw on the way in here.
A dragon? That's amazing.
That's pretty wild.
I'm not sure of the exact details. It was before even my time, but that's what I've heard.
No, I don't know anything about any tales. I know a couple Orcus tales, but those don't hold any relevancy here.
Well, I think we can discuss more about our plans in these tales over coffee. The game has been privated.
Covfefe.
Kafefe, shut up. Oh no, the game is private. I must log in.
I'm still in it. I just reloaded from it.
Yeah, I got in.
Yeah, just.
I got signed out.
Oh,
That's because you're a loser.
Shut up.
Damn, I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean
I'm not a
I didn't mean to hurt your feelings so bad.
I'm not a loser.
I'm not a loser. Okay?
I'm not a loser.
This is a middle school, okay? Shut up.
I'm not a loser anymore.
Thomas, you muted?
Anymore.
It doesn't take you any time to kind of locate the red brick building, along with its warmly tinted, almost like yellowish windows. And as you kind of enter into the small building, you find that it is a very small cafe with a single booth in its corner to the left and a few small rounded tables at its center. And you can smell the scent of like baked pastries and like bread that kind of fills the air. And along with that, you can see that there's a single older gentleman, seemingly with like slick backed, like black hair, but a receding hairline that kind of comes up to like right here. He's wearing a dark brown like apron along with black like cloth beneath it, and he has like a black goatee that kind of stretches out at his chin. It kind of like points out in like a hook. Along with that, as you all enter, he kind of like reaches over to his side and, well, morning to you fellas. You're looking for some form of a breakfast?
I believe so.
Yes, please.
We're also looking to try that strange elven drink, coffee, I believe it's called.
I thought he described it as bitter mud, so
Aye.
we were interested.
An old elven fling of mine taught me how to make it. Been serving it ever since. But that's besides the point. The coffee's 2 silver apiece. Pastries range from 5 bronze pieces to the similar price. That sounds all fair to you.
I'll take coffee and your cheapest pastry. Put the money in.
You find with glazed donuts?
Yeah!
Yo!
We're at
Do you have
Dunkin'.
anything else?
Yo, we're at Flyboy.
What else do you have?
I got a few stuffed packets here. It's got cranberry stuffing, danberry stuffing, and raspberry. Muffins, donuts, and I got a bit of banana bread. Along with that, I got crushed coffee on the burner and a bit of whiskey.
How much is the banana bread?
2 bronze pieces of slice.
I'll take one of those.
Can you put the whiskey in the coffee?
I guess.
Ooh.
I'm not sure how it'll taste.
I'd like that, please.
Absolutely,
In
I
another
gotcha.
time, I think
That actually sounds kind of good.
They call that an Irish coffee in another timeline.
I've never heard of Irish coffee at all. Disembodied
No,
voice,
not
but
for you.
I know,
Mr.
I know.
Bartender.
I know.
The tea.
How much?
That was
How
for
much
the
are
tea.
your
The
muffins?
Baileys.
The muffins, they're 1 silver shilling.
Oh Jesus! All right, I'll take 2 slices of banana bread and a coffee.
I think that's a fair price. I'm still getting used to Pathfinder pricing.
Well,
No, we'll go with
now
8
I
only
have
bronze.
6
gold.
gold.
We'll go with
And
8
6
Wait,
bronze
what'd
gold
you
is
say?
all
pieces.
I'll ever have.
We'll go with 8 bronze pieces for any of the pastries.
Can I? I'll still take 2 slices of banana bread for 2 bronze each.
Okay.
I'm a very poor man.
So you're taking a muffin and 2 slices of bread?
No, I'm taking
Just the
coffee
2.
and 2 slices of bread.
I see. So that'll be 2 silver and 4 bronze pieces for you.
What the?
The coffee
When
was
that
2
come
silver.
in?
This
coffee-
coffee's 2 silver.
Oh,
said that.
fuck. Did I
Don't
have
worry
to
about it.
say-
I'll get you
Damn,
coffee.
bro, if you're really down bad, I guess we can like pay for you.
I'll hand him a gold. How about that? I'll hand him a gold
Holy
and get the fucking change.
Yeah, I've got change for you, fella. I'm sorry. It's not my fault she came into my shop, but it's okay. I got a bit of change. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. He gives you your change back. You do the math for that.
Oh god.
Eat shit.
I'll take a cup of coffee and one of the Danbury thingies.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, kid. I got you.
Thank you.
2 silver shillings and 8 bronze pieces.
Gotcha.
He said it was
Alright,
2
got it.
copper for
2
slice
copper.
of
Yeah, it's
bread.
2 copper for banana bread, and any other pastry is 8 copper pieces,
Okay.
and then coffee is 2 silver
Okay.
shillings.
I'll get my Irish coffee and then I'll get 5 slices of banana bread for a total of 3 silver, I believe.
Okay. He just
The
gives you the rest
Most
of the
complex
loaf.
transaction ever.
Okay.
Did they take all the banana bread?
They're going. No, I got another loaf. I got another loaf. He's just hungry.
Oh, I was about to murder Gowan for a slice.
Well, what are you thinking, my
I'll have what he's having. I've already forgotten what he ordered.
4 slices of bread and or banana bread, and then some coffee with some vodka?
I
in it?
would love
Or
that.
I forgot.
Whiskey.
Whiskey. There we go. Thank you.
Whiskey.
Sorry. It got cleared out yesterday. Had a lot of people coming through, so had to work up a lot of bakery throughout the night. Bit of an interesting night too. It almost sounded like something was on my roof in the morning, but must have been just a big owl. But yeah,
Must have been the wind.
must have been. But 3 silver shillings for you, pal. So 3 silver shillings for Gowan, Karvok, 2.8 from Tora,
Mhm.
2.4 from Corn, I think, out of a gold piece. And Theoden, are you getting anything?
I had to break it
I
down.
I got my thing, my coffee, and my banana bread, so 2.2.
Yeah. As you all get your things, he kind of like works away at the beans of the coffee grinder before he sets small like cups in front of each of you. Where are you sitting there? Are you taking one of the round tables? He doesn't have seating in front of the his little island here. It's kind of set up like, like you walk up, you order what you want, and then he gives it to you. Then you
Is
sit
anyone
down.
else here?
No, there's no one else here besides him.
We're gonna go to the far corner. I am.
Okay, you take the
Where no one can hear
Paranoid
us.
bastard.
You see Corin sitting all by his lonesome as you all get your things in his little booth, looking at you expectingly. But one by one, you all make yourself to the booth.
Oh, before we start, can I just savor this for a bit?
Yeah.
Banana
Oh.
bread.
I don't even know what Danberries taste like.
Is that even a thing?
Danberries don't
I don't even know.
exist.
They don't
Yeah.
exist. Danberries
Yeah.
are. I didn't know you got the Danberry ones, but Danberries are. They're like Lila and Juniper berries. They are.
Yo!
Bro.
They're sweet.
Reload made sweet meat.
And they taste similar to like kind of like strawberries. But they're kind of built like blueberries. So
Built.
Ooh, I like
Yo,
that.
they're
Yeah,
round.
yeah.
That's what I mean.
I just like the terminology of built for a berry. This fucking
built
chat
different.
ass
Yo,
berry.
they built different. Off with head.
I'm gonna
Banana
let's
bread
sip
since I
on the
was a
coffee and
boy.
have some banana bread.
I've had banana bread since I was a boy.
Oh wow, what a hard life you must have.
Bananas don't grow up in the mountains,
Nah,
Theo.
shit. You fellas want any cream for the
Yes,
coffee?
please.
All
Thor
right.
Dude,
takes
do
like
you add
one
cream
sip.
to coffee?
He's like,
Is that a
"Hey,
thing you
I
do?
don't like coffee."
Here you go, kid. Should make it taste a bit sweeter.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No? Okay.
Get away from here.
No.
Yo, you drink
Did
straight
you actually
black
do that?
coffee.
Yo!
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yo,
Oh,
you're
now
joking. You're joking when
black.
I look back? Okay. Okay, fella.
So you just down this, right? Carvi picks the whole thing and just pours the whole thing in his mouth.
It is
Oh.
scalding
It's
hot.
a sip drink. It's a sip drink.
Oh, it's hot.
Go ahead and make a fortitude saving throw.
Does this count as poison or disease?
Yeah,
No.
burn your
No.
insides.
It takes some fire damage.
Chess characters have a history of
public
this
or
kind of shit.
blind you? Yeah,
No, just this is open. So
public.
Genuine be like,
Hey, that's a nice number. 23.
okay. You take 2 half to 1. So you're taking 1 fire damage. You ever know? You know, like when you drink like hot chocolate too fast and your tongue just goes numb. You know.
mhm.
Yeah, you can't taste anything for 3 days now.
That hurt.
What
Gotta
the-
go easy. You gotta go
Why?
easy.
Why do you drink that
No,
stuff?
sir.
That stuff
You gotta appreciate it. Gotta go easy. You're gonna take a small sip.
I drank it like I appreciate my alcohol. I don't see why
It's
that's
not
a problem.
alcohol.
I mean,
I'm told it was much, so apparently I've got the better idea here. You're not sipping medicine, are you? You're not sipping bad drink. You're downing it in one.
but it's
A
kind
lot
of good
of-
though.
A lot of coffee, enjoying it is it's the experience of everything. You know,
When did
the
you become
aroma,
an
the
expert on
atmosphere.
coffee? I thought you never heard about it 5 minutes ago.
Like 5 minutes ago.
Well, I'm Elvis, right? Don't I know what coffee is?
It's on the culture.
I don't know.
I don't know.
My dad
Coffee
made
is
some for
coffee
me.
is
It was
more of a
awesome.
high elf thing, but you know, the farther north you go, the more common it gets. 'Cause-
I don't know what cities are north and what cities are south.
Yeah, we don't have a map.
I don't know where Galdrin is. I don't know where Elysebeer is. Those are 2 cities that
Galdrin
Thorn
is
has been in.
west. You guys are basically on the most southern portion of the continent you can be, besides Kinthra. Ossier is on the far northwestern side.
Theoden, write this down.
I mean, that wouldn't help me a bit.
And the
Go
Great
northwest,
Barrier.
There you go.
The Great Barrier is to the far, far northeast.
I don't actually know if I know what coffee is, but I just said it.
You got it. You got it. You know what it is. It's there.
I know what coffee is.
It's kind of like tea, but a little darker.
It certainly makes you feel something. Now I could see myself drinking this every day.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I can feel anything on my tongue right now.
I used to miss this from back in the day.
Theoden's a avid coffee drinker, an addict, if you will.
He loves indie music.
He owns an espresso machine.
Shut up! Shut up! You guys don't know me.
Backstory is being revealed just by one sip of
All
coffee.
right. And the process of this tabletop like conversation will be had throughout intermission, and we will be
Whoa.
back in a few minutes to resume Scuffed Rolls Rebuy.
That means-
Ah!
Oh, whoops. All right. And we are back with Scuffed Rolls resuming. All of you
I
sitting
think
around
that's an
the
excellent plan. Oh,
all of you sitting around the booth after many of the discussions and decision making roughly about an hour and a half has passed as you have all been just kind of delegating on exactly what your plan will be. But largely you've finished all your banana bread, along with all your coffee and food. You notice that the owner of the cafe walks over to your table and is collecting most of your things before kind of like pacing off.
Do you know what we're
Alright.
gonna do then?
I think if we're going with my plan, the first thing we should do is find someone to polish our metals and leathers and make us look better.
We need to get suited up.
Maybe tie, because there's quite, at least I have quite a few holes and rips to my clothing. I should probably get those patched up a little bit at least. I don't have much money though. We still have those discs, correct?
Oh yeah. How much were those worth?
I have no idea.
Let me look at the board.
Probably a lot.
Let's see, did I miss anything else?
God, how much were those gold discs worth?
I'd have to look. 1 sec.
Okay, I'll just look then. I should have wrote it down.
If we can freshen the fuck up. Do you want an eye patch then, Carlock?
I guess I could wear one. Might want to get like a head wrap or something like that. Just like wrap it around side of my head here.
I always like those cool eye patches. They're just like kind of like headband.
Yeah.
I'm Kakashi.
We have to make up a story for why I'm actually here, or
You wanted to see the sights of the South.
Hmm?
You wanted to see the sights of the South.
after I died.
He doesn't have to know you died.
I'll see.
Okay, wait. Why
You could just
can't
tell
we
the truth, kind of. You're like,
Well, why can't you just be a revenant? Is there anything wrong with that?
I think you're gonna notice that we're revenants, probably.
Yeah.
We can't really
mean,
hide
I
there
think
that.
is-
I'm the only one with a visible death mark.
I mean,
if
they all
there
notice our
is,
stuff.
if there is, we'll figure it out.
I would
I
just
mean-
say, if you ask like why you're here, say, you know, if you notice we're a revenant, which I'm sure you will, because I don't think we can really hide that much, even under clothes and stuff. If all those townspeople knew we were when we were just walking in,
Yeah.
I
Well,
assume.
if that's
I
the
think
case,
I
we
was
don't
just
even
really
have
high.
to get fancy, to be honest.
I mean,
Still
I'm
might
kinda
look
sold
better
on
if
the
we are.
idea of a little headband thing.
Yeah, I think getting fancy would be better, just to sell the illusion that you've chosen people to follow you already. You know,
Okay.
at least people that are fit for.
I got a
accompanying noble.
bathrobe.
Also, if this works, we can get you home, because we still need to do that.
Yes.
I mean, all we really need to do is get Kin out of here, and then we don't have any more business in this city.
Wait, we don't?
And,
Well, we have Ryan to give. We need Ryan's daughter. We need to find her. I don't know if you remember that guy. Karvok fucking
Oh yeah,
killed
the
him.
slave driver sort of guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's what Kin, and Kin can bring the ashes back to Ashpoint, and that if we want to do that, and that's all we have in the city, right? Unless we need to speak to Dr. Makarov.
I
Yeah,
would
I would
like
like
to.
to-
I'm certain he's actually in town yet.
We left
Right.
before us.
I believe he.
650 silver worth
Thank
of
you.
stuff.
I'll write it down.
That's 65 gold.
Yeah, we can get some
Smoolah,
Gucci.
baby. Money, baby. We don't gotta give Kinnick any. He's gone.
Yeah, more money for us.
Woo!
Hog chip.
Poggers.
Oh shit! I should have asked Kinnick if you wanted to teach me Druidic. I'll do that when we go back to Ashpoint. Hey Kinnick, I want to learn Druidic. Can you
Absolutely
teach
not.
me? Why not? You're not a character anymore.
I don't have any more dialogue to expend.
Why is your voice so much different, kid?
It's like when you talk to that Skyrim character, but you like did all the dialogue. So now when you click on him, it doesn't open up like the box anymore. It just says
Yeah.
like, "I have to go now.
Yeah.
Goodbye."
Nope. Sorry. Nothing.
I thought we already talked about this. Okay, let's
Alright.
go though.
So what are you guys doing? I guess I'm a bit confused.
Looking for
Taylor.
like a
For
tailor
the
or someone
men's
that can
warehouse.
like yeah, someone that can
Men's
like
warehouse.
polish leather and like buckles and steel and stuff like that.
You stop at the local Savers and okay. But no, as you guys kind of like step out and wander the streets, it's well, although nothing super
Sorry, my cats are
impressive.
being loud.
Navigating the cluttered like streets and alleyways of the central city can be difficult to an extent. Roughly about after about an hour or so, you find yourself approaching um, a rather wide shop jammed between two taller standing like lightless like buildings. It's roughly about 2 stories high, but in the roof coming into a triangle like slant to either side that barely leaves any space between it and the houses beside it. And it simply has a painted like titling over its door that just says "The Right Find." You notice that through its double windows on either side of its door is just a collection of both an assortment of trinkets, but you do see that in the center of the store through the windows that there are like you wager about 8 racks of different types of clothing just kind of like hung up.
This looks like a place that would be it for us. Maybe they got some special wax
Special
What are we
wax.
getting the wax for?
to like wax our leather. Isn't that what you do with leather? You like shine it with wax.
Maybe for shoes? Well, I guess so.
Leather's leather, isn't it?
I honestly
Yeah.
don't know. I just use water. Don't wash my
I wouldn't know either, but there are some other people that were responsible to do that back home.
You oil leather. You don't wax it. You
Ah,
Your leather.
well then maybe they got some oils. Do you wax
Yes, I guess.
do you wax polish like metal? Is that? We should probably just go in.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, maybe I can get like a bandana thing.
As you approach the door, and looking around the lower portions of its like the foundations of the building, you see it's cluttered with a collection of like mud, vegetation, but most notably like discarded like here and there like pieces of trash or broken pieces of wood. Whatever food is left, you see that a few rats have already taken to it as they're just in a group of 3, just kind of fighting over it in this like little roll as they're just kind of like tossing and turning over a semi-rotted piece of bread. Yet their appearance makes you think a bit of your lost compatriot. Yet even so, you find yourself entering into the right find. A little ding of the little bell above the door ringing out as you enter in. And as it rings out, you can hear a "Oh, customers, always happy to have more. Now get the
Hello?
fuck inside."
Holy fuck!
Oh, ah,
Okay,
okay.
It's so aggressive.
Oh my gosh, so dramatic.
Listen, I just put logs in the fire, and I don't want my warm air leaking out, but I'm starting off fresh. My name's Bernie, and welcome to the Right Find. As you see, sitting or standing, I should say, behind a small counter at the far back of the building, little more than a small registrar, kind of like sitting in front of him. He's a pretty plump man, balding on the top of his head and a bit of like bearding around his chin. He has a very like grayish tan skin. He's a human individual, and he's just wearing like off-white like cloth shirt and a few like a little vestment that goes over it that seems pretty heavy contrast to the actual like mundane fabric that it's sitting over. But nonetheless, he seems to kind of like pull himself out of his desk before. He's a bit chonk. But anyway, like every movement he has a bit of a jiggle, but even so, he seems amiable to an extent. Well, fellas, what exactly can I do for you today?
Well, Bernie, you see, we're trying to look a little more fancy, and was wondering how could you help us achieve that today?
Well, I'm happy to say that you have found the right place, my friend, as he kind of like taps you on the shoulder, Theoden.
Uh, all right.
And as he approaches, you notice that he has a very pungent smell about him, as though he's wearing like 3 different types of like aromas or perfumes. But as he kind of like moves, you notice that pocketed scents kind of like leak out of the folds in his skin. Well, I don't think you're gonna be very interested in what I have over there. But what I think you will be interested is what's in the closet right on over there. As he kind of gestures over there. It's a mixture of stuff for lads and lasses. You seem like the fancy type that look nice in it. I don't have a changing room or nothing, but I do have a blanket you and your fellas could hold up for you to change behind if you're nervous.
Well, we'll take a look at that, and you guys wanna? Oh, I don't know what y'all are looking for.
Yes, my blue skin fella.
I'm not raising my hand. Alex raising his hand, not
Okay,
Corin.
I couldn't
I
tell.
want to insight check this guy. This guy kind of seems shifty.
I'm wanted in 6 states.
I don't know.
They call me the tickler.
Oh,
Make a blind GM perception check. Okay. I'll send you something.
All the clothes are made of the skin of people he's killed.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
that's kind of
He's
the
a-
vibe I'm getting from him.
He's a
dude.
skin bandit.
Yeah. We'll just go in the closet over there. It's a perfectly nice closet where you find such great wares.
Now I'll pull this lever on the wall that opens the trapdoor, dropping you into my dungeon.
Yeah. I don't trust this, bro.
This is where we play a 30-second ad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we all just blank stare into nothing.
Let me get the let me get Google Translate up.
Oh shit. I'm being insightful Corin. Insightful Corin is cool
Whoa.
Corin.
Hola. Bienvenida a Walmart. That's what those fucking ads sound like when I get them. The dude they have such
Hola.
like deep voices, and I'm like, yo, what? That's so cool. Sometimes I wish I had a deep voice. I sound like I'm 12 sometimes.
I get that.
Well, I'm happy to oblige to anything that you're looking to shop for. Those of you not looking to be too fancy, I promise I've got everything here. And I mean everything. Anyway,
That's
are
awesome.
you all looking for something?
Theo,
Yes.
I just want to converse about our attire, and I guess bring forth. Do you have anything to restore leathers and stuff like that? I'm not sure if we're entirely looking for a new wardrobe.
Like tanning rack? Is that how you mean, or?
Well, my leathers are a bit cracked on my coat currently, and I'm just wondering if there's anything to restore it to at least look a bit more new.
I might have something. It's a bit of a magical sort. I'd have to employ the help of a friend, though.
Is that only for leathers? Do you have anything for metal? Or
No,
would
it can
we have
work
to buy it?
for simple metals, leathers. As long as it's one piece, I'm pretty sure.
And how much would that run us?
As he seems to kind of like, you notice that his jugular just kind of like jiggles. You can see like the slight vibration as he does so.
Huh.
What do you look? How much you looking to repair? I guess is the.
For the attire we're wearing currently.
Well, if you removed it all. I'd wager about 5 gold pieces.
Oh, I think that runs a bit steep for us currently.
I guess I don't know
Not
how much
sure.
all your apparel like costs, but it's supposed to be like a quarter.
We might have to
Name
find
is expensive as fuck.
We might have to find a different store.
I just got a t-shirt on. So mine's pretty cheap.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your armor.
Yeah, well, some of us are wearing armor.
Oh, I don't know.
I think
your armor.
everyone is wearing armor but me, I think.
Well,
I don't. Well, I'm using leather armor, yeah.
well,
I use half plate.
But I don't need it actually.
would 300 silver be more applicable?
I think,
Wait, I fucked that
think
up.
That's still
I did the math wrong. That's
300
way
silver is
more.
quite a lot.
30 silver?
Well, I mean,
30
so like
silver.
30,
30 silver.
30.
30 silver is 3 gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think that's a bit steep for us. I think we should probably look for.
Well,
A
I
different
promise
store.
you're not going to find anything cheaper.
Well, maybe we'll
As
shop
fast.
around and we'll come back.
Well, you're welcome to. But you'll find your right place. And this is the right find.
Like that was supposed to be.
Wow.
All right, I think we should shop around, lads.
Okay,
About it.
let's go.
Right.
Thank you for your time.
Oh. That's a cute lad. You have a good day.
Oh my god.
That's
Let's walk out. I'm gonna walk out the store.
Okay.
Trying to groom you.
He seems like a very nice man. That's really...
You fuck young boys, Mendes. Are you a madman?
There's a row in me!
Tora, I want you to stay away from that man.
Why? He seems pretty nice.
He's
I
too
feel like I'm
friendly.
missing something here.
Guys, I think we should.
Oh yeah,
step-
let's
step
walk like
away.
20 feet away from the front door before we start saying this shit.
Yeah.
All right. I did a quick little 180 there, because I do not like that man at all, or know that location. Apparently there was near that door in the far, near the door in the far back of the building, there was drag marks beneath the door leading to it. I don't trust
Oh.
something like that. He also
Wow.
had a blackjack on his side.
Holy shit, yeah. How did we not notice that? Those are some pretty big red flags. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Should we not just go kill this guy? He sounds like a bit of a.
Whoa.
And he had a small vial with a rag wrapped around it as well. I do
You
not.
should notice a lot of things.
I did not trust that guy at all. That guy was.
I
fucked
guess
up.
it's good that we left there. I thought he was pretty nice to me, but guess you can't trust everybody.
Oh, I guess I don't know what he wanted to do. He let us leave quite
Me?
all right, I think.
What was Discord?
We're in. We're online still.
No, I DM'd him something
Ooh.
because it's passive.
Do you think
Sure.
we should?
Got a passive.
So we're off to next then, if you wanted.
I don't know.
Yeah. There
Corn, you
might
got any
be-
ideas where another
Um,
store might be?
Can everyone just wait a second?
Alright, Theoden.
Yeah, sure. You gotta take
I
a
wanna.
look.
Sure. Yeah. I just wanna confirm something.
Okay.
I wanna go to the right of the store we were in.
Yeah. You walk around the right side. There's an alleyway that leads in, and it's basically like there's a small like fencing that's like blocking it off a bit. It's
Mhm.
only about 10 feet high, but it's not like as far as you can tell, there's a small lock blocking the gate. But you notice that there is down the alleyway before it like crosses off in an intersection between like all the buildings. There is connecting to the base of the right fine a locked cellar door.
Okay.
And you can still hear it coming from there.
You alright, Theoden?
No, he's
That's it.
far. He's about like 50 feet away from you guys at this point,
Oh,
and he
I
like
thought-
walked
I
into an
thought we
alley.
followed it.
You guys can continue what you're doing, but
What's he doing?
I have no idea what
I'm not
Theoden
sure.
would do.
He might have his own.
So you say, sorry, you say it was like a gate, or it was like a cellar door, and I
it's
cannot
like
get
a
anything.
it's like a fence is probably the better way to put it. You could try to climb it if you want. Yeah.
I'm gonna swap one of my leads to Bernie.
Which lead are you swapping off?
Pokemon Go, more like Pokemon Go to the polls.
I'm gonna swap
Wait,
Father
wrong
Macaron.
presidential candidate. Oops.
I
Oh,
wanna go back and Oh, let me see who's gonna be the best at this.
What are you looking to do?
If you're trying to make a Bernie joke, Bernie's the one
Or-
that goes, "I need your financial support."
Yes.
I
We
need
must
your
forgive
kids.
student loan debt.
I'm gonna send a message to Karvok. I'm gonna go back a little bit so he can see me. Send a message to Karvok, just saying, can you help me here, Karvok, real quick? Just tell people that everything's okay. And to be close to the store. You know,
so you
do a
said
little.
like the message cantrip, or just like
Yeah,
the
the message cantrip.
Oh. Am I able to reply in 2E?
I think so.
If not, I'll just like look over at Theoden and I'll just be like,
You can respond. You can your response as a reaction or a free action.
Alright, Theoden, trust you on this one. Everything's alright, Theoden just needs some help real quick, you know. Something's going on. So I wander over to Theoden.
Got it stuck in the zipper.
Okay. You walk over. You're both standing next to this thin alleyway.
What up, Theoden?
Karvok, I'm hearing some weird noises coming that way. Can you help me get over this fence real quick?
Oh, this one here?
Yeah.
Alright. How tall is
And
the fence?
it's like 10 feet.
10 feet? I just kind of like reach an arm up. Alright. You just want to like.
Yeah, if you
ladder up
can.
me, I guess. I don't really
Yeah,
know if
I'll do that. I'm gonna climb Karvok, and I wanna
I just,
hop
like, put
over.
my arms up there. He just like gets on my shoulders, I guess, and then he's just over the wall. Oh wait, Theoden, how are you getting back?
So here's the thing. If you hear a loud noise, or if I don't come back, storm the store. Okay.
Do you want me to go tell everyone else? Because this seems like
Yeah.
something we should prepare for.
Do that, but don't say that in a menacing way. Because the guy might get suspicious.
All right. I'm gonna get the boys to wait across the street, so we can
Yes.
keep an eye on the place.
Sounds good. Don't forget the loud noise.
Good.
I'm gonna go explore.
Yeah, I make my way back to the boys, and I'm gonna quickly pull up to Corin, just kind of like nonchalantly. Theoden snuck inside. He heard some strange noises. He said, "Wait for a signal, and Wait for a loud noise, and if we hear it, storm the store.
All right.
Pass it on.
So, Cowan, what are you thinking we should dress up with?
I was thinking that me and Carvok, since we're already wearing armor, we get like matching sashes or matching armbands. Like a cool logo on them.
I'm kind of just wearing these robes for most of my life.
Yeah.
I don't know what to dress up in.
Don't worry, we'll help you see. We'll help you find something nice.
So Karvok, you like yeeted Theoden over the fence?
He like climbed up on my shoulders and then like hopped over.
Okay.
Mhm.
Theoden, you're now on the other side of the fence.
I want to be stealthy on this.
Okay, go ahead
I
and make
whispered to
it.
Tora.
That's
And us four
that's
make our way across the
whatever.
street right before you get to Theo. We're just across the street, kind of like nonchalantly hanging out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just standing in a line with their hands on their weapons in front of the store.
Yeah, we're just like,
Oh,
don't
that
mind
was.
us, citizens.
I swear I have private GM. I'm not.
Lo, could you see that?
I can.
It has to be
Might
blind
be-
GM.
Oh, blind GM. Sorry.
Would you like to use your
Also-
hero point to reroll it?
Yes, I will. I will. I was gonna say. Please, and I'll. There you go.
You kind of like sneak your way through the alleyway as quietly as you can before you find yourself approaching the small cellar door. You notice that there is a metal like hinges that kind of pop off of the fronts of both of these wooden like doors. But most notably, and there's like a wooden bar like shoved between the two of them to prevent something from inside opening it. Both sides of the alleyway are locked off though from but like fenced in doors. So
Can I?
you could remove the bar.
Is that where the sound is coming from?
Yeah.
I wanna take it out slowly.
Okay. The sobbing stops.
Is there anyone there? Hello. I'm gonna. I'm
Oh,
a
are you
friend.
gonna
Gonna-
open the door?
Yep.
As you open up the door, you can hear the sound of like soft like breathing coming from within. As you look down the roughly about 5-step like stairway down into this like cellar, there's like it's very dark, and as you're kind of like looking in and trying to listen, you can hear the sound of like very quiet like sobbing coming from within the room. Barely audible even to your like sensitive hearing. But the room is like very dark. You can't see the source of the noise, but you can see that the room seems to like the stairway seems to exit out onto this like stone flooring, before proceeding to a room where you can see the walls are seemingly like painted over wooden walls. You can see that there are a collection of like dents and like scratches across their surface where like the paint has been like torn away. You notice that there are like small cupboards where you can see like children's toys and otherwise sitting on top of them, and a small shelving unit on the far end.
How big are those scratches? Like small little like finger scratches
Yeah.
or
Like small. It's difficult to tell from this distance what the source is, but they're small.
I want to do a last check. I still want stealth. Make sure that there's no one coming. And I want to go down.
Okay, you set down one of the doors, or kind of open up both the doors so the sunlight kind of goes into the room. And as you slowly like step into it, you reach the base of the stairway, and directly to your right, the room kind of like turns off and goes into this small like hallway before there's a wooden door where you can see there's no accessible lock on this side of the door, but you can definitely see that there's like a keyhole. You imagine that's the entrance from within the building. Along with that, you notice that the floor, the stone floor, is like covered in like scratch marks, as though like something moves like constantly throughout this area. And along with that, you see as you kind of like enter into the room, it is almost like you ever seen like a children's room that people like prep for like expecting kids, you know? If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
The
I don't.
what?
Keep going. You can keep going.
There as you look to your um as you look into the room, you notice that there's like the cupboards, the bin filled with like toys, um, the um, the the the, like a colored carpet that kind of runs over the center, but has been like torn to shreds. Uh, Along with that, next to the door that enters into this room, you notice that there's like a long, like rod, um, almost like the same size as like a cattle prod. However, at the end of it, there's like this, like silver metal that's like at the end of it, that's just like flattened off. But as you kind of like look to the far left of the room, as you notice that there's a small, like cot, and on that cot, turned away from you, is a what seems to be a brown-haired but little girl. You imagine no older than 8 or 9. Um,
I'm gonna send a message to her. I'm just gonna be hi.
as you send the
Okay.
message, you immediately get the sense that she didn't receive it.
In this room?
She's like curled up into a ball. You can tell it almost looks as though she's like scared. She's not
I'm
even
go-
like looking at you as though she doesn't even know you're there.
I'm gonna do my best impression tonight to try not to scare her in any way. Just, hey, little girl, can you understand me?
She seems to curl up a bit, but doesn't respond much more than that. You're a bit far away.
Okay. I'm gonna go back up.
Okay.
I'm gonna get out. Can I hop the fence back?
With oh, you're just like
Just myself?
all right,
You know,
and then you left.
yes, correct.
Okay.
Can I hop the fence back up?
Yeah. Are you closing the doors behind you or?
Sure. I'll close the door.
Okay. As you kind of like begin to kind of make your way up the stairway, you begin to hear this like as you're like making your way up the steps before you hear this just like as she just like screams out, and you can see she like looks over her shoulder at you, and you can see that she has these like cracked like bright blue eyes, or bright like green eyes that kind of like crack out from like the pupils. And as she like looks at you, you notice that her like mouth is like stretches all the way from like her like basically from like ear to ear, and it's just covered in like razor sharp like teeth. She has these like globule like fish eyes, and her hair is like long and like clinging to her skull. And as she like flings herself off of her bed, she almost like skitters towards you as you try to just scamper up to the door. And I need you to make an athletics test to see if you make it out.
I
Got a hag in his basement.
hold up. Let me get there. Athletics. Oof. Not my best.
Oh no, we don't get a shiggy.
Okay. Theoden, as you start to like pull yourself up the cellar, just kind of like rushing up as fast as you can, you trip up on the wooden like frame. As you slam down, you can hear this she just seems to like lurch on top of you as she's going to make an attempt to grapple you.
Oh no.
Okay.
And I
This
wonder
is-
what's happening over there.
I don't know. Theoden seemed
that
real interested
is-
in the whole thing.
I think he's doing great over there.
Seems like you're doing all right.
Some
Yeah.
secret ops.
That
kind
is
of shit, man.
what is your? I think it's your athletics DC, right, for grapple check.
I have 0 athletics.
Oh, damn.
So 10.
Oh.
So you feel this as you.
Fortitude DC.
Fortitude DC. What's your fortitude DC?
My fortitude DC,
your
it's
fortitude?
plus 9.
So 19?
Okay.
Yeah.
She just barely beats you then, with
Oh.
as she just
it
like
beats a
lurches
crit.
on top of you, and you can feel this like menacing and horrific aura as this like tiny what seemed to have been a little girl is now just like lurching on top of you, her monstrous face opening wide and trying to like snap at you as you are just barely like holding it off. What are you going? This is light combat, so and she's using all 3 of her actions to stride and then grapple you.
You always getting
Okay.
ambushed like this, Theoden.
Yeah, I guess. That's my thing. Well,
I mean, good boy points for you. I'll give you a hero point back for, investigating it.
I'll try to.
You can spend
Push her out.
action to try to break to grapple, yeah. So
I'll do that. Is that a athletics?
yeah,
Escape
against
action.
yeah, I think is that against their fortitude DC or just against the roll that they made originally?
Attempt a check using your unarmed attack modifier against the DC of the effect is usually athletics. Yeah, if they're grabbing you.
Yeah. Watch me fail 3 times.
Let's see it.
And before the DC gets harder every single time you try it in one turn.
Well, it's an attack, so
Yeah,
you'll
so it
have
gets
match.
harder.
Uh-oh.
Is that with your unarmed?
That's just my athletics.
Oh,
Aren't you
so
trained?
you're making like a punch technically.
Yeah. No, it's against their athletics DC, not your. You don't use you use an
Yeah.
unarmed strike. So it's
You're just punching him. So if you have the
the
fisting
strength
on
is
the
right,
character
but
sheet-
you have you're trained in you're unarmed, I'm pretty sure. Just
So
regardless.
plus 7 plus strength.
So it's like a fist attack? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I
And
thought
it's
it was
finesse
just.
too. So
technically-
if your dex is more, then use your dex.
And
Okay.
you get a plus 1
So
because of
that the
potency.
second roll should be there. I think. I mean take
No.
the second.
I
Yeah,
don't
stop
think you
rolling
should.
privately.
You gotta do a public.
I can.
Yeah, you
I don't
can do
know.
these public. I'll
Okay.
reveal the roll that it should be, but with a. So that's a 17, which does not get you out of the grapple, as this spider monkey is just barely like inches away from your face.
Oh no. So now I do your unarmed strike, but with the -4, because it's agile.
See it, and you have just been attacked in the cellar by this very clearly Essence Beast child.
Okay.
Killing kids? Yo.
Oh, let's fucking
You
go.
love killing kids.
Like.
Can't say that.
Well, let's try again.
Or as far as it gets a little bit closer, the jaw is kind of gnashing, and you can feel her like saliva kind of like trickling against your cheek.
Okay. I guess I only have action to do that again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it. Why not? Yeah.
So it's
No.
it's less than that. It's because you have a -8 for map, so you'd have then you have the +1 for the potency thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, yours would be that'd be a 9.
Yeah.
Now I
Down
gotta
bad.
I have to pull up my stat block for this girl. So 1 sec.
Going crazy down bad.
I wonder what's happening inside.
Do we see this? Like, isn't it? It's a fence, right?
No.
Is it like an
No,
open
So
fence?
they're
like,
in the
there's
cellar.
fence,
I-
and then
apparently I
past the
didn't make
fence
it
is
up
the
there.
cellar that you go
Oh,
inside.
okay.
I didn't
Because
thought it
when-
was
yeah,
that
when
close
you
from the
start,
girl.
When you start, well, the room isn't that big. As soon as you
Okay.
started to leave, she was like,
Okay.
Yo, what's Bernie Sanders got in his basement though?
Yeah.
Kid.
Mm.
We're gonna kill his kid.
Yeah, well, his kid's in essence.
We're gonna
beast,
non-lethally
yeah,
beat
yeah.
up his kid.
That's not true. I'm going
Tora
fucking
only does
murder.
non-lethal strikes. Tora's never killed something, except those goblins he's killed.
Bernie Sanders.
burn.
Karvak has killed many things.
Yeah, you think
including
Carmack's gonna care, bro? He's gonna start swinging. There's gonna be no non-lethal there.
My falchion has a non-lethal edge.
My
Call them mace. That
blue
still
light
kills.
going very
You
slow.
just take a -2.
No, we don't take minuses in this household.
A moment.
Let's kill the kid. Let's kill the kid.
Let's go.
Let's kill the kid.
Okay.
I just
Yo,
wanted
bro,
to get.
it's Annie.
I just wanted to get some, our leathers renewed and like our boots polished.
I wanted to
Where
get a
we're from.
cool bandana.
Well, I'm sorry, everyone.
You didn't do anything wrong.
Again,
Gabe.
again, no.
Well, I was the one
getting,
that started it because I was the one that figured out this guy sus as hell. You heard it.
He said
Yo,
I was
bro,
a
it
cute
was
little
Bernie
boy.
in the clothing store. He's sus, bro.
I put Bernie owner kind of sus is what I have in my notes.
the owner.
Bro, he was faking
Kinda
cash in the
sus.
clothing store.
Uh,
That's good for the kids,
so
right?
on its turn,
He's freaking
it is going to.
eat you alive.
You notice now that it has like Left 4 Dead like witch claws, that like stretch out, that it kind of like clambers on, and as it's kind of like gripping you, you notice that there's this almost like stinging sense of like acidity over your like shoulders where it's like gripping you, and as it's gripping you, it is going to first make a bite attack.
Oh, you have tons of AC, don't you, Theo?
Does a
Of course I do.
that is a 26 to hit, which I assume hits you.
Yep.
Do you have a reaction you want to spend? I don't know what you have reaction-wise. I don't know if you can shield or anything, but
I have Blood Vendetta, I think, that I could cast. I think.
could also scream.
I'm gonna cast Blood Vendetta on that motherfucker.
How does that work? I guess.
The target takes 2d6 and must attempt a will save.
Gotcha.
I could roll your 2d6.
The will save for that is a 34.
34.
Yeah.
That saves.
Is that a
What
critical
the
success?
That is. She's not effective.
Jesus. Phil's got a strong will.
Barely.
As was it a basic save? Is that when nothing happens or what?
Well, nothing happens to her. She takes 16 damage.
Well, what is it a basic save though? Because if it's a critical success, she takes no damage.
It's not.
It's not.
It's
not.
Critical success, unaffected. Success, half persistent bleed. Failure, full persistent bleed. And they have weakness 1 to piercing slash and damage. Critical failure as.
Oh, so
failure
she
damage.
so she just takes the damage.
They don't take.
She just takes.
She doesn't take.
She doesn't take any
damage.
damage, right?
Oh.
It's
She doesn't take any damage. Oh.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah, she's just unaffected. You're
Yeah.
talking
She
about,
critically
yeah.
succeeded.
Yeah.
She critically succeeded.
You
you're talking
notice
about Blood Vendetta, right?
this creature doesn't seem to like. It is very soul-minded on you, and you get the feeling that it is not really. Both from your effects of trying to like message her, there's like probably not much going on. At least
She
at
got
the
that
moment.
dumb brain.
So you're taking. You're always the one getting bit, Theo. What the fuck?
Taking 27 bite damage. Fuck
Hey, this is something like a
you.
fuck you. Come
no,
on.
no. Whenever I take damage in these games, I feel like that.
You are taking. Oh, I should type that in, but that is 24 piercing damage.
Hey, no, I thought you were
And
joking.
87 acid.
You know what? Just roll your 3 death saves now.
Sure.
Those don't exist in this game.
And I need you to make a fortitude save as these needle-like teeth sink into your shoulder.
Okay.
Fuck, bro. Oh, I saw the 20.
Okay. She is going to attempt to bite again. That is 22 to hit.
That hits.
I need you to make another fortitude save.
Oh no.
Okay. So you are taking, on that one, 21 damage, piercing. As well as you feel something exiting from her, like, teeth and into your flesh. These, like, you feel these almost like globule-like objects, seemingly like rolling against the muscles beneath your skin, and it's this like extreme acidic pain as she does so, and as she, and she's gonna use her last stride action to stride out of the cellar. As she releases you from the grapple, and then she's leaving. You see she like scampers out, like you can see she kicks off the alley wall and is heading. You notice that as she like exits out onto the alleyway, she seems to be running directly under the like shadows.
Okay.
Do we see that on the outside?
You guys were like not outside the alley though, right? You guys were like
No,
outside
we
the
weren't.
shop.
I guess
She
Yeah,
not.
we
came
were
off the wall? I thought there was a wall in place.
She went out the cellar, and then she's just in the alleyway right now. You guys don't see her though.
Yeah, we were like across the street, I thought.
But you guys do hear. You fucking.
No
What is
shit.
that the noise?
What the fuck was that?
What the
and I'll
hell?
let
Let's
you-
roll, boys.
Be the signal, boys.
I will let you act after her next turn, because you're technically, not actually surprised, but, okay. So Theo, it is your turn. again.
Before we murder.
It's my turn. Did she make all the way out of the thing?
She exited the cellar, and you're currently in the cellar still. You're like on the wooden stairs. You're 2 steps from leaving. It would cost you, about 20 feet of movement to get out of the cellar. So 1 stride action about, but.
And then I'll get to her.
No, you would need to probably spend another stride to get to her.
Jeez, she.
Pretty fast.
How
with
many?
it.
Are you
Yeah, I
exiting
guess.
the stride?
I mean, yes.
Okay. So as you kind of pull yourself up, gripping at your bleeding shoulder, as you kind of like pull yourself up and over, or I'm sorry. Oh yeah, it is bleeding. But as you kind of like exit out of the cellar, you looking around, looking to your right, and then over to your left, you see she is about 20 feet down and approaching, heading down the dark alleyway, beneath the you know, all the shade of the roofings above her, as she's just like skittering like forward and approaching the other fence on the opposite end.
Is it the same way I came in?
No, that's the opposite way.
She's too fast though. What a.
She's a fucking spider monkey, dude.
I think this is gonna be a waste of time if I try and call everyone or try and run to get her. So I'll let her go.
Okay.
Is there a way to go inside the store?
You'd have to go back either go through his door down there somehow, or go out over the fence again and through the front door.
Sure, I'll go through over the fence.
So would you like to effectively just end the combat?
Yeah, I mean, if I call everyone, they'll have to run all the way here,
Yeah.
and then she'll leave. If I start to run to get her,
Well, she's gonna go right after you anyway.
But I'm faster than her. Do not worry.
I mean, sure, I'll do
50
my
movement speed.
I'll yell for
Are you going
for
to
my boy.
your boy's gates? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm gonna chase her, and I'm gonna call for Carvok.
Okay. What are you yelling to the boys? Just
I'm just yelling his name,
okay.
and then through the alley.
Okay. You all hear Theoden yell out from the alley.
And I'm gonna
It's a
run
signal.
after her.
So with a
Well, that's the
stride,
signal,
you
boys.
make it up as you're just rushing behind her.
Sorry.
Wait, the signal was just for the storm to store. Let's get in there.
He stops.
Fuck.
Hold up, I got a phone.
I got 2.
Oh damn.
I don't want to
Phones.
Did he say that we go to the alley? Or did he
I
just
mean,
yell
didn't
out
we hear the
Carvok?
fucking
The
skittering
storm.
monster?
We heard the monster thing. We heard it.
Yeah.
He
I'm
told us to
sorry.
storm the store if we heard a loud noise.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did
Well,
he
let's
say
do
to
it.
go into the alley? Yeah, storming the store is what I'm hearing. Because I thought that was the play.
Well, what did he specifically say? Did he say Carvok the alley?
Yeah, I don't
thought he
know
just
because
said
he just said he calls to Karvok and to the
Yeah,
alley.
I don't know
I'll
what he
assume he
exactly
said to
said.
the alley because he didn't, say something in
Yeah.
theater. But
Okay, then yeah.
I mean, I want to go towards the skittering monster that we heard as well.
Hey, I'm following the
feel like-
plan here. You're the one who was
Well, we
big
don't know
on
if it's
plans.
skittering
I'm
monster that's
following.
You
going
don't even
outside the
know if
store.
that's the plan.
Hey, I'm following Theo's plan of if you hear loud noise, storm the store. That was the plan.
yet even so, I'm not sure what he wanted to do. He has one more action, so I'm waiting for that. But
You know,
hi
Or
guys,
something.
you guys discovered one of the many Easter eggs of Set. Have you heard of Raid Shadow Legends?
I got some
No.
vibes from that one mission in Red Dead 2, but it wasn't like that mission in Red Dead 2. It's not a mission. Did you ever do the Red Dead 2 thing? We're in that one store, and you like go around the side, and you see like a 25-year-old dude in baby clothes be like, "Please help me, bro." And then you go into the gun shop, and the old man, and you like rob the old man. You're like, "Let me into that basement," and you go in the basement, and the kid's like, "You just had to be trapped here for like 2 years, dude." I'm like, he's kind of a freak with it, and then the dude's like, "I lost my son. You're all I have." But it was not like that.
Do you
It's a
have to
little
go
bit
somewhere?
different than that.
What do you want him to do? I guess because we can.
Well, I'm gonna follow her, and I want him to follow me. So,
Well, you have one more action. You can get up to her.
yeah, I want to get up to her. And I guess that's it. If I cannot touch her, then that's fine.
Okay.
If I think I have more actions. So
You have one more action.
even if okay, yeah,
If you stride up, you'd have one more.
I-
Yeah. Okay. Then that's what we'll do for you. Somebody want to roll for? Oh, I guess I have to because you guys can't access the thing, right? Can I just like re-roll this?
know what the thing is.
I will re-roll his grapple escape thing. Wow, that's fucking huge. What the fuck? As you hear this call come out from Theoden, from the alleyway to come aid him, as Theo, you guys can't see it, but Theo rushes up behind the creature and just yoinks it by the back of its collar. It's almost like snake-like tongue kind of whipping out from its. It kind of has a head like a Pathfinder goblin, but
Like Stewie Griffin.
It's
it's
Stewie
like-
Griffin.
as it's just
Yo,
kind of like whipping around its face. And Theoden holding his shoulder and just trying to hold the thing in place without letting it like nip at his forearm. It is its turn though, and it is going to attempt to break the grapple.
It would never.
Ah! You just hear this like shout come from the alleyway as come from Theoden. This like something gets like kicked over, and all of you rushing up to the side of the alleyway or the fencing of it as you just like I'll say, because I'm assuming we'll say the first leading the charge will be who has the highest initiative out of everybody here perception wise.
I have plus 12.
plus
I got
7.
plus
11.
12.
Do either of you have higher than that, Gallon or
I have 11.
Karvok?
I got 12.
7.
Which of you? We'll say Tora and Corin. You both
Cora
make it to
probably first. He's faster.
the.
Like speed wise.
Yeah.
He's actually faster.
Tora, like blinks up to the side of the
Yeah,
fence.
I got him.
Corin a bit
40
behind.
speed.
Corin a bit behind. You see Theo currently like rolling on the ground, blood coming from his forearm and shoulder. The cellar door like whipped open just in time to see this like childlike form like spider crawling over the wall and around it, but not above you. It doesn't go past you. It goes like down the 40 to like 60 feet like alleyway and just crawled over the fence and just went around the corner. Just before it does, however, it kind of like turns its like head a full 360 degrees. Its cracked green eyes looking back at you like these two large like fish globules before this like wild hiss, and it just like skitters off.
Did I notice that it was an essence beast?
You can go ahead and make a both of you can make a occultism test. Blind GM. Or nature.
I'll do nature.
Oh shit. Okay. Tora. It is a demon. A fiend from
Oh my god.
beyond. Within tales you have heard their tellings of small, almost like goblin-like children, or naughty behaving children that have turned themselves into demons, corrupted souls, similarly to like an essence beast, but it's basically just like, instead of getting coal for Christmas, you're a bad boy, so now you're this fucking monkey.
A demon.
Corn, however, you know these things. It is not an essence beast. They are called bog childs.
What?
And it is a similar to a curse. You don't have an extensive knowledge of bog children, but it is an effect that is almost solely started within within newborns, or to not yet, how should I put this, not yet birthed children. So say like a pregnant mother was like cursed, that could cause the result of a bog child.
It's the one thing from The Witcher 3.
Bog children are generally the result of foul magic. They are curses or hexes placed upon children or upon the unborn, and the root of them must be removed. Otherwise, they will spread like a plague, as the curse is malicious, and it shows no limit, I guess, to who it targets. Bog children's only purpose or desire is to infect and make more bog children. Is the only sense of family that they have, as they still retain some of their, because many of them were actually children, but at the same time, the most important thing to note is that if a bog child bites an actual child, that child will turn into a bog child. If a bog child bites a human male or a human adult female, neither the female or the male will turn into a bog child, but they will produce a bog child that will hatch from their stomach over the course of a few weeks or few days, depending.
Oh my god.
Theo,
Oh my
god,
god.
watch out, bro.
Holy shit.
Well, Theo's sterile because he's a revenant. Maybe it doesn't work. I don't know.
Wait, but it's a demon though. That's what it is.
It's a demon.
It's a demon.
No, yeah, but it's a good thing it's a demon.
I can
Yeah,
drop the
so we're fine.
combination.
Child kind of thing.
Uh,
What are you, Birdie? Singing?
Oni.
What you got? Got locked up in here.
fuck, I forgot Theo's voice.
I'm Theoden.
I'm Theoden, and the creature is escaping over the.
You
I will
fucking
run.
pussy.
Can you guys get over here already?
I will run
Hustle over.
80 feet close to that lady.
Oh, you want to try to give chase to it?
Yeah.
I want to give.
Because you are like the
where
only
is it?
person that can probably keep up with it, even kinda.
Oh,
It is very fast. Like
I have 30 feet of movement. Am I fast
you will
enough?
struggle very hard. Like you will have a hard time. Tora in
Oh,
his like B shape.
I'll go into
can
tiger stance.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'll go. Yeah, so I'll go 100 feet then.
Okay. It's got a bit of a lead on you because you don't have a climbing speed to go over these fences super fast. But Tor, are you gonna say anything to the group before you just fucking zoom off, or?
I'm gonna try to grapple it. Follow me, please. And then
Tora fucking.
shh. You fucking yeah. I like.
Nanimo,
Not anymore. I grow my claws
No.
a little bit, and I instead of so this time instead of like having like the only the red parts like only come out of like my ears and like my claws and shit, I will look like this famous popular character. Um, give me one moment. I will look like this famous popular character.
Oh my god.
Yo, he's got
I
an
was just
aura
bringing up
about
the
him.
gift.
And I guess I got that. I got the orange, but instead of like red, it's kind of like orange. You know, like a tiger. And I go. And it's
Okay.
going.
I need you to make an athletics test.
Of course.
This can be open.
Public.
Yeah.
27.
Nice.
I will. Okay. As you zoom past Theoden, who's currently like lying on the ground, clutching at now both the wounds on his shoulder and the one on his forearm. Theoden, you watch as Tor literally like runs up the wall and like flips over the fence.
Did I take more damage?
No, it just broke your grapple.
No.
So
You
Alright.
start running.
yeah, it crawled over the walls. Tor, as you flip over the fence, you see now that the creature is indeed fucking zooming. It is like hopping between like the like clothing lines throughout the alleyway and just kind of like swinging off it and crawling off of boxes and hopping around, and it almost frequently kind of like hops up and like almost as though it can like hear every movement you make and like turns its head around to like look at you as you were just trying to like chase after it. As it, and with a hiss, it just begins to like zoom off, always staying out of the sunlight, as it's just running you throughout these alleyways.
I'm gonna try my hardest just to stay on the ground for now.
Mhm.
But if there's a point where I'm gonna have to climb, I'll attempt those climbing checks and stuff. But
Okay.
if I can stay on the ground for most of the chase, like it's like going on thing to thing, and I'm just like on the ground trying to look at it and chase it, I'd rather do that.
Okay. What about for the rest of the group? I don't
I'm
imagine.
gonna run towards.
Are we still like working in initiative order, or is it just?
Not really. This is kind of very loose. Forgive me. I
Just
didn't
look at-
expect you guys to do this. So
Just look at Karvak and like shrug.
I don't know if we can catch up to him, but Karvak runs up and then slams. Let me see. Gonna slam a third level heal into our boy Theoden.
Are
you gonna be casting it? With 2 actions?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I used 2 actions, so I'm basically just like lobbing over a bit of healing at him. With it when I run up, so I'm within 30 feet.
So
of him,
you
and
are
just,
you
like,
climbing
lob.
over the fence, or is everybody climbing over the fence, or is someone breaking the door?
I'm following Tora.
Well, you have to climb over the fences then, or unless you're like
As well as
running
a
down the
range of
main
30
street and just like hoping you're in line with them. You
I'll
know?
break it.
No, I'll climb the fence then. Oh, if Gallon
Oh,
breaks
okay,
it, I
okay,
do
fine.
not climb it.
Go ahead and make
Well,
an attack.
so
Now.
who acts first? Okay, guess I'm going first.
Yeah! Break it, public property.
Sorry, that was my game.
I can reveal it.
I'm not
for
trying
you.
to break the door. Like, is there a lock
Just
on
a lock. Yeah, there's a lock on
it?
it.
I'll try to break the latch. not
Okay, you hit the
doors.
lock.
Woo!
Let me see that
I
name.
channel some energy.
Oh wait, sorry, I heard full damage.
Not Gundel.
I'm taking damage.
You shatter the lock. It's pretty flimsy. As the like bar of it just kind of like snaps off at the swing of your greatsword, and like the whole chain just clatters down. You can hear a voice from like the inside of like the right fine, just like, "What the fuck was that?" Whoa, yeah, or "What the fuck?" coming from like behind the door. And as you kind of like yank the door open, Corin, now you zoom in to the other fence on the other side and probably climb this one. But that's going to be a majority of your movement just to get to there. Because you said you have
I
30
got
feet.
90 movement total. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
if
could
I
get
free
to the
action,
other
just
side of
like
the
that.
next fence.
I'm just chasing after Tori. He told me to follow. I'm following.
Karvok, you said you were trying to heal Theoden.
I run up and then I use 2-action 3rd level heal on our boy Theoden.
Okay. How much health does that restore to Theo?
Let's see. I'm pretty sure this makes it like 3d8 plus 8.
Okay.
3d8 plus 24.
Yeah, 3d8. Okay. Yeah, 3d8 plus 24 because it's by 8 per because of heightened plus 1. I think I roll it, right?
Oh, I left out a detail. Bogchilds do share a similarity with Essence Beasts, and that's that sunlight fucks them up, like really bad.
Yeah.
It really fucks them up.
36
30.
HP to you, Theoden.
Thank you so much. Holy shit. That's some good stuff.
Also, they are naturally aquatic creatures. So, but anyway, you Theoden and like Karvok, you're kind of like sitting down. Karvok, you tending to the wounds of like Theo, and as you kind of like look at them, you notice that they stopped the bleeding already, as though like as though he had been like hit by extremely like thin blades that left like they barely like it was mostly a puncture, so like the skin already like closed over it, you know, to stop the bleeding. So you just like healed over it. But beyond that, you also notice that there's like strange bruising, intermittent like spots over his like chest that heals over as you kind of like heal him. What about you, Gallon? In full plate, are you chasing?
No, I don't think I can do that. I only have 25 when I'm not raging. I'll just stay here and try to
Stay
see
with
if the guy, see if Bernie comes out and starts investigating. I'll be on the lookout for him.
Okay. However, for Florin, as you kind of pull yourself and flip over the last fence, you see Tora fucking flipping over boxes. I'll have you make an athletics test as well, Corin, since you're also contributing to this chase.
I would love to. Natural 20, 27. Foreign is sprinting.
You are keeping up, actually, with Tora, just barely. Roughly about 15 feet behind Tora. As even though when he flips over stuff, he kind of disturbs like boxes that get in your way. You just leap over them into a roll as you're just.
I was in track and field. I was
What?
good at the hurdles.
Yeah.
I was in track and field back in high school.
As
high school.
Yeah.
a creature kind of like flipping between like ledges and walls in these like vicious like hiss. You can see some people that are like walking through the alleyways, just like, holy shit, what is this? Dude! As you guys just push yourselves past these like bystanders, knocking their shit out of the way. As you're just kind of like.
Everyone stand in sunlight! I'll yell out as well.
Okay. Corin, as you're also like running past, you're using your shadow hand to kind of like yank down clotheslines as it's like grabbing onto it to the best of its ability. But a lot of times it's still keeping the lead on you, as I will need both of you to make an additional athletics test. That you find yourself as the creature seems to like turn off into a thin alleyway, as it seems to had reached an opening in the alleyways back onto the main street.
If that fails, I'll use my thing.
Oh, I'm definitely using that.
Okay.
Oh wait, actually, I can
Let's fucking.
I can right click re-roll using hero. There you go. So a 23 total this time.
Okay. Okay.
Zoomer.
Foreign, you start to kind of like fall behind Tora, who you almost see these like flakes of like energy as he almost seems to grow a bit more to his like bestial side as he almost seems to take on this like occasional like quadruped like roll over things as the terrain gets a bit more difficult, almost like clambering over the sides of walls and flipping over. That would take you a moment to kind of like move over as it starts to get a bit more in the way. Corn falling out of the chase entirely as you see kind of marching and unluckily just in front of you as Tora kind of makes both the creature and Tora bolt past this like intersection of alleyways. You notice that a pair of like thugs draw in front of both you and Tora that are like carrying or gentlemen that are carrying a large like couch. Tora going into this like graceful like roll beneath the or slide beneath this like 1 foot gap beneath the like couch and under it before like continuing the chase onward. However, Corn, you you stop yourself from rolling under that as you're already pretty confident you couldn't have made it. So you kind of fall behind a bit as you have to wait for them to get the fuck out of the way.
The fuck? Get out of my way.
And as they have gotten all the way out of the way, the other two have already like distanced themselves quite far. As both Tora and these creatures just have these insane like maneuverability through such like tight corridors of these alleyways. They leave it to your monk to be the most dexterous. Yet even so, Tora, as you feel yourself catching up to the creature, drawing within roughly about 15 to 20 feet of it, as it is just hopping and running out of the space, and you can see very obviously as it seems to slip past into another alleyway, but it seems to have rooted itself all the way within a dead end of sorts. As the creature comes to a clambering like roll and hop against like this back like brick wall, a little more than a bunch of like grates and otherwise that kind of populate, and a few open door or closed doors that dot the sides of the walls. You kind of block off as you enter onto the side of the alleyway. The long-armed and clawed like monstrous little girl, as she kind of is looking around and frustrated at the surroundings before. Turns around at you, Tora.
Put your dukes up, kid.
What's happening?
And the creature is just roughly about like 20 feet away from you at this point, and is just kind of like looking at you like it seems it's at a dead end of sorts. Like the open like wall is just like a brick wall that rises up from the back of like a building. Is there anything you would want to do? You feel that there is a bit of a danger just rushing at it, but you can hear Corin's like heavy footsteps rushing up, but you feel it'll take him a moment to get there.
And it's dark in here, right?
Yeah.
If I look up, is there anything that seems like it would be blocking any sunlight or anything like that?
The roofs
Or
of buildings.
just the roofs?
That kind of like
There's
the
no light.
overhangs, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's kind of like a line of sunlight that kind of crosses over like you, but at the end of this like dead end, there isn't any.
I like to run behind it, or can I not run behind it? Is it like back to the wall? Or does it have, like, a
It's
little
like
bit of
kind of
space?
blocking the end of this alleyway, the same as you're blocking the exit. You know?
Hmm.
So you can't
For
you
now?
can't teleport behind it, you know?
Yeah. I will. I'll interact my backpack and take out my rope.
Okay.
So I'll take out, like
Mhm.
a good amount of it. And then I'm going to, because that's 2 actions, I think.
Yeah.
And then I will just walk up. I'm just going to run to it.
You just like rush at the child with this like rope. Okay.
And it's my turn.
It's backing up rapidly as you just are kind of like hastily kind of approaching it with this like rope. and as it's kind of like looking at you, as it just kind of like spits this like viscous like green substance against the grates of a sewer vent behind it, as it is going to attempt to break it.
Oh my god.
Not our problem
You got
anymore.
this,
Whatever.
Laura.
You hear this like loud like hissing sound as the very obviously acid strikes the bars, and as it seems to like drip into this like this low like hanging like melted metal, it begins to try to dive towards the grates and the rushing waters beneath. Do you have attack of opportunity or anything?
I don't yet. That's next level.
Fuck. Oh no. Okay. Well, you watch as she dives through this like grate, just as you're like, you basically like wrap the rope around the like lip of the grate as she just barely escapes it by diving it into it. You know, like the rope like closes as she's like her head barely gets through, and you can hear the splash as this like as she's just washed away as you look down into the basically the long running like stone tunnel to the like the flow of low running like water. You'd wager about 30 to 40 feet beneath you. The melted metal just like dripping down. You can hear the as Corrin arrives at the end of the alleyway.
I put my fists up too. Let's go. Who are we fighting?
She just dove through the grate. She melted it.
She's in the
Sorry I
sewer
wasn't
now.
able to catch her in time.
No, it's fine.
We could go down there, but I don't think we can catch up anymore.
I believe if we go down there, that's suicide. We should go back to the party.
Put the rope in my bag. That sucks.
Did you say ducks?
I said that sucks.
Oh.
Do you have a
Ducks, bro. Ducks are everywhere.
Do you have a place toward to record like miscellaneous stuff?
Miscellaneous?
Yeah.
I can put notes and stuff in. Private notes, I guess. Or do you need like items?
No. I was gonna
There's like
say,
a private note section?
I will say you have a +1 circumstance bonus to chases within cities after this. So
Oh. Thank you.
City boy now.
Why, thank you. That has been recorded.
okay. But it seems the creature, the bog child, has escaped into the vents of the sewers beneath Set.
I feel bad for letting a demon go. Who knows how many more children it'll affect.
Oh yeah. I can explain what I know about it on our way back.
I know a lot of stories. My mother used to tell them to me.
Alright, you may know stories, but I know facts. So.
Looks
maybe we
bad.
should
Yo!
Discuss them.
That's the real conflict here in this alleyway. As you two are making your way back, we will jump to our main party. What is going on out here? Oh no! You can see standing at the end of the alleyway, Gowan is by the broken like door is the corpulent Bernie.
Mm-hmm. Well, didn't you hear that bloody monster coming out of your basement? It attacked our friend here.
You notice that he's like in this almost like you see he's like kind of rubbing at his like his already largely like missing like hair. For you calling a monster? If anything, you revenants are monsters. You didn't ask for this. She didn't ask for this, but now she's free. Oh, God, help us. She was bad enough in there. Oh, Missy. Oh, fuck.
Why don't we go inside and we have a little conversation about this?
Conversation about what? My Lucy's out and about. God forbid what she's going to do now. She needs special care. And you just let her free.
Bernie, listen to me.
Don't,
This is-
Bernie, listen to me.
I'm gonna intimidate him right now, and I'm gonna say this. You better get inside your store. There's a bunch of murders happening, and you don't want people to come here and think you're responsible for that because you're holding a monster here. And believe me, I'll go there and tell you. I'll tell on you on the guards of this town. So get inside.
Okay.
The one attacked you is me.
Go ahead and make an
I want to say you
intimidation.
better listen to him, fat ass, and try to help
Oh.
him.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
Using my
You don't want to have a problem now, do ya?
performance.
God, I'm ready to just throw down if we need to.
Oh shit, what do I have to roll for that?
You're right, Toby, in it.
I think you have to roll intimidation, and then if it's like it beats a DC or something, what's the help action?
Isn't that the same DC
Man.
for the
Oh
help?
my god.
That was way
I
bad.
think it's a separate DC. Like help action has its own DC. I can pull it up.
Oh
Aid
god, I'm
action?
having like 5 dice being thrown at once. What the hell?
Even for being like, you know, like a fat dude, you know, you can see he's like pretty pissed. But you know, he does definitely have a feeling that, you know, you feel that you have intimidated him to an extent as he. You don't understand, but fuck, fine. He jams the like rod back in the side of the cellar doors. Inside with you then.
We're waiting for 2 more.
And as if on cue, these 2 clowns come around the corner. I'm kidding.
Oh. We lost her.
Glistening in sweat.
She escaped into the sewers.
I almost had her.
Well, we were just about to have some conversation. We're here with Bernie. So,
Well, if you want conversation, I guess it's better to have that inside.
yeah, I think so. Let's go.
You and Bernie all make your way into the store. He kind of like closes it. As he does so, he locks the door, and you can see he pulls down like the curtains, turning around like an open sign to closed. You can see he kind of like sits in one of the chairs around like his room, around the store, one of the ones that are like on sale, and you can notice that this chair just heavily creaks as he sits his form onto it.
That's your daughter?
Lucy was my sister's daughter. You really think women are lining up for me? I'm not anyone's right, fine. But
Oh.
she's still her. Even after what she did, that's still her little girl in there somewhere, and that's my niece. And I was trying to do what was best for her. She's not a monster. Or at least she wasn't.
I believe you. She wasn't. She's something else now. And you know that.
No, all I know is she's sick. Tried to order medicine from the capital, but they won't deliver it. Why I started this whole damn store anyway.
A cure, you said.
No, I don't know. No, I don't know if it works. I didn't get to try it. For all they know, it could be snake oil. Trash they're selling me, but I had to try something. It's hard to dispel the works of hags and curses and hexes. I'm just a bloody salesman. Set nobody.
As far as my expertise goes, really not the smartest here in this party, but I believe there's no cure for that.
For what? What you know what
She's
she
a bug
is?
child.
What?
A bug child. Curse to children. Starts when they're unborn. What you said she was.
It can
right
affect
once.
kids. It can affect normal kids too.
Oh, it can affect normal kids, but that's only if they get bitten. Right? If they bite it, if a bog child bites
If a bog
kid,
child,
it becomes a bog
it can
child.
start with like a normal kid too. But it's most susceptible to unborn
Okay.
children. So
All right, it's for children only. Adults, no go.
she always tried. Yeah, I didn't know her. I didn't know her. My sister, she was pregnant 2 years ago. And well, some doc in town told her that chances for the kid wasn't going to be too good. Broke my sister's heart, I tell you what. She wouldn't sleep, she wouldn't eat. All she wanted was a baby. Guess that happens when so many fellas treat you badly. Sets a bad place to be looking for fellas anyway, but I don't know who she talked to, but she got into some researchers. One time she said she met someone in the bogs. Said she could help with the child. Sounded like gibberish to me. Felt whatever took her was the same thing that takes the spawn of Lord Adamir, but she asked for whatever. She said the woman in the bog helped her. Said a kid would live and a child would be born to the world. I don't know what she gave her. When the day came and my sister went into labor, it was not a normal birth. That Lucy tore out of her. Like a rat out of a corpse. It took me 2 weeks to clean up the mess. And I see what she is, but to some extent, that's all I got left of my sister. And I guess I hoped to some extent that she would be normal again.
Of course. Do you know if there's a cure for sure on that?
I imagine there might be, but not that I know of. I think
So
the cure could exist for anything.
if we
but
captured
I
it
don't
and you
think
can
it
actually,
does exist.
You can make an occultism test.
can I do that too?
That, sure.
Could I make one as well, or is it just these two?
Sure.
Yeah, boy. I'm trained in it.
Me too.
Technically.
Blind you.
I love the clever improviser skill feat.
Hey,
Oh,
blind GM,
I-
loser.
Don't worry, it's a 4.
No, you gotta roll it
Well,
blind.
now you're gonna get
gotta roll
wrong
it
info,
blind.
and we're gonna know it's wrong.
The only
Oh, shit.
cure for a demon Toro is for it to be a good child.
Alright, guys, write it down. Write it down. That's the best way to
Yep.
cure it. You gotta make her be good.
Tarbok, you're
Only
not
be
really
good.
interested in a cure.
Yeah, that's about right.
Gowan, are you gonna attempt?
Nah.
Okay.
You put down the dog, you don't keep feeding it.
Theoden and Corin, you both know that bog children. You don't know if there is a cure for the child. You know that the only way to stop the infection that bog child can create and to save to stop the growths of its like infection that it makes, as they are all magical in nature, is to kill the first. So
to help Theo, we have to kill her.
Or remove the curse in some way, but you don't know how to do that. I will give to Corin, perhaps whoever put it on could. Same thing I'll give for Theoden. But beyond that, you don't know any other ways beyond surgically, perhaps removing the eggs from Theoden. There isn't any other way. Yet regardless, as you are all pondering, and Bernie is, basically on like the verge of tears of describing the gruesome scenes here. And with our party debating exactly what they're going to be doing next within the closed door of the Right Find, as their stay within Set just continues to get more complicated. We are going to be ending session 11 of Scuffed Rules Revived. Thank you all for joining us once again.
We're talking
Oh my god.